in our community and to identify what we have and what we need. Longan says encouraging entrepreneurship through small business formation and expansion is a prominent goal of Mason County, especially since small businesses provide the majority of new jobs. A reminder that the public is invited to an open community forum hosted by the Shelton School District Superintendent Alex Apostle. This will be the first of a series of monthly forums with an open agenda to allow an opportunity for parents and members of the community to comment and ask questions regarding school district operations and programs. The forum is tonight, starting at 7 o'clock, running through 8 in the Olympic Middle School Commons. State Senator Karen Frazier of Olympia says she is considering a run for lieutenant governor next year. Frazier is the third Senate Democrat to express interest in the job, which has been held by fellow Democrat Brad Owen since 1997. Owen said he has not decided whether he will seek re-election next year. As lieutenant governor, Owen presides over the Senate and fills in as acting governor when Governor Jay Inslee is out of state or not available. Get ready to shuck. The annual West Coast Oyster Shucking Championship and Washington State Seafood Festival starts this weekend. The event, hosted by the Shelton Skookum Rotary Club. The community festival boasts more than 100 community partners, face painting, live entertainment, plenty of stuff going on, even an art and photography competition. And the upcoming job fair was a topic on Daybreak this week at the Mason Transit Community Center, October 14th from 10 to 2 at 601 West Franklin Street. According to the event flyer, it'll include employers from the 5-county region. Head over to their website, ChooseMason.com, for more information. For 1030 KMAS, FM 102.1, and in Thurston County on 92.9, I'm Jared Sorello.
Take KMAS wherever you go with our new free KMAS mobile app. It's a free download from either your Apple or Android device. Check out the latest news, connect with KMAS, and even listen wherever you have a signal. Search KMAS in your app store and download our free KMAS app today.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch Daybreak live. Follow the link on KMAS.com or search KMAS Radio on YouTube. Here's a way for you to green up that heating bill of yours. That is, save energy and save greenbacks. Go to archmechanical.com, learn about heat pumps and zone heating. We're talking about heating and cooling equipment and systems designed to heat or cool your home. Listen, if you don't use all the rooms in your home, why heat or cool them? Check out archmechanical.com and learn more. And green up. Archmechanical.com.
The Los Angeles Dodgers, trying to secure a spot in the postseason, went up against their bitter rival. Hello, I'm Dave Packer, ABC Sports. LA put ace Clayton Kershaw on the mound to face the Giants, and he went the distance.
And that is how the West was won. The Dodgers, for the third consecutive year, win the National League Western Division title. That is something this franchise has never done before. Go to the postseason 3 years in a row.
On Sportsnet LA, Kershaw struck out 13 in a complete game, 1-hit shutout. The Dodgers will face the New York Mets in the National League Division Series. Some NBA news a month before the season starts. Bulls guard Derrick Rose took an elbow to the face in the team's first practice. The former MVP has an orbital fracture and will need surgery. A timetable for his return will be determined after the operation. Dave Packer, ABC Sports. Back to baseball, the American League West is tight with the Rangers, Angels, and Houston battling for the last few postseason spots. Texas getting a big hit from a veteran against the Tigers.
It will be an automatic double for Adrian Beltre that scores Shin-Soo Choo, and the Rangers retake the lead.
On KRLD, Rangers would hold on to win 7-6. The Angels having no problem with the Athletics.
Ibar's going to round second. He's already driven in a pair, and he has a stand-up triple. Angels have a 6-0 lead.
On KLAC, the Halos beat up on Oakland 8-1. Houston trying to keep pace with a win against Seattle, but a rookie spoiled the party.
A 2-run single for Sean O'Malley, and the Mariners have the lead here in the bottom of the 8th, 6-4 over the Astros. Holy smokes.
On KIRO, Mariners sink the Astros 6-4. The AL West now has the Rangers on top, 2 games ahead of the Angels and 2.5 games ahead of Houston. The Halos hold the final wildcard spot. Dave Packer, ABC Sports.
For News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 1021 and 92.9 FM. Also streaming audio and video this morning around the globe on KMAS.com. I'm Dale Hubbard. It is 6 on your hump day, Wednesday, final day of September.
Oh,
my goodness gracious. All right, good win, as you just heard here, for the Mariners, who snap a 6-game losing streak. Sean O'Malley, who? Oh, he's a youngster. Damaged Houston's playoff hopes with a 2-run bases-loaded single in the 8th inning, gave the Mariners a 6-4 comeback win over the Astros yesterday. Astros were displaced in the American League wild card chase by the LA Angels. New York Yankees maintain the top wild card spot. Angels now second. Houston slips a half game behind Los Angeles. Jerry DiPoto believes the Mariners don't need a major overhaul at the major league level to create a contender. DiPoto introduced to the public as Seattle's new GM yesterday, and he said that Seattle's core is solid, and the likes of Felix Hernandez, Robinson Cano, and Nelson Cruz are all great players, and the challenge will be to deepen the bench, pitching rotation, and bullpen.
It's a lot of things.
That's a lot of things. It didn't mention hitting.
Well, we got Cruiser, Kanosker.
There you go. Short list.
I guess that is all there is.
Mariners play their final game against Houston tonight. We'll have that for you. 6 o'clock pregame, and the first pitch at a little past 7 this evening. They get the day off on Thursday and start their final series of the season against the Oakland A's on Friday. Golden Tate never had a loss for words.
Right.
And now a Detroit Lion, and now he's still talking, still yakking. And his latest missive is that all the opponents can predict the Detroit Lions' plays before they run them. So we're out there, we can even hear the defense calling our plays before we even run them.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's always stirring the pot wherever he's at. And so Golden Tate and his Detroit Lions going to be in Seattle Monday night to take on your Seattle Seahawks.
Hopefully it's still that way this Sunday or Monday.
Yeah. Oh, he'll still be there.
No, I know he'll still be there, but I hope that the defense is able to know the calls before they even start. Yeah,
that would be kind of cool. Hey, the AP rankings came out, Jeff.
Yeah,
those
sure.
Utah Utes. Do you know who's ranked number 1 in the country right now?
The Utah Utes?
Yes. Golden Bears of California are ranked in the top 25. They're off to a 4-0 start. They're ranked 24th this week, and they are the Washington State Cougars' opponent. The Cougs, excited, looking forward to the challenge of heading down south to take on the Golden Bears. There you go. That's sports. Oh. That's all I got for you right now. It's early.
Nice out there. 54 with some clouds, but those will burn off. Another clear day and 72. Today, tomorrow, 66 on Friday, and then we warm up again for this weekend. It's going to be very nice for Oysterfest. No real rain until a week from today here. 54 right now.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email or Facebook. Now, from where I-5 takes a sharp left toward Portland, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
All right, Wednesday here at KMAS. It's a couple days until Oysterfest gets underway. They're already starting to kind of build up the tents, and people start kind of getting ready. Friday opens Saturday at 10, Sunday at 10. Lots of great stuff all day, so that's cool. We'll talk with another Oysterfest representative today coming on in. Several coming in. I ran into a beehive of Oysterfesters.
Oh, who?
At a meeting last night. Huh?
Who?
Well,
Well, Hope Garden has got a new deal now. You know, they're going to do that taco with their own veggies. So representatives from the Hope Garden are going to be in this morning. And some other people are going to be talking about some other stuff.
But you don't know who.
No.
You said you ran into a bunch of people.
I did. So I don't remember exactly. There's 2 or 3 that are coming in.
Oh, whoa.
This morning.
Okay.
It's a party. It's okay.
Then Port of Call, just after that. Tomorrow, we'll talk to Dave Meiser from the high school. He runs the auditorium, and there's a lot of great things going on there. He's got all that stuff.
I've got the whole Dave Meiser life story right here.
You got his resume and his CV and all that stuff? That's why it sounds so good. That's a thick little pamphlet.
Yeah. Who is Dave Meiser and what does he do? That's the questions we're going to ask tomorrow. Who is Dave Meiser? State health officials have suspended the license of a massage therapist charged with raping a client. This is in eastern Washington. Gregory Pritchett has been charged in Stevens County with second-degree rape of a woman during a massage in April in Kettle Falls. That is north of Spokane, in case you're wondering. State records show Pritchett has held a massage license since 2011. Moving forward, probably not much longer.
No. State has reached an agreement with Hagen, Bellingham-based grocer, to ensure that the laid-off workers will be paid on time. The Herald reports that the state AG, Bob Ferguson, said Hagen lawyers have told his office that they will follow state law and pay laid-off workers at the end of the pay period here. Hagen currently going through Chapter 11 and the bankruptcy process that is associated with that.
They had a service of a sort for Ike, a K-9 police officer in Vancouver. He, hundreds, I guess, of community members in the Vancouver and officers, 2-legged and 4-legged, public memorial service for the police dog that was stabbed in the line of duty about a week ago. Officer Jack Anderson says Ike was a consistent partner and friend.
Federal jury found a Washington state man guilty of illegally owning firearms, including the handgun his son used to kill 4 of his friends and himself last year in a high school cafeteria. The jury rejected Raymond Freiberg's claim that he didn't know about a protection order and therefore didn't know he couldn't have guns. Freiberg's son was Jalen Freiberg, 15 at the time, opened fire on the 24th of October at Marysville Pilchuck High School north of Seattle.
And Amazon testing an Uber-like service in Seattle for delivering its 1-hour Prime Now packages that will enlist people to deliver packages with their own cars. Amazon will pay drivers $18 to $25 an hour via its new Amazon Flex program. Drivers have to be at least 21 and pass a criminal background check and a motor vehicle records review. No drinking while you're driving, by the way.
No. Huh. I wonder if they have that down south, down in our neck of the woods.
Down in Olean. I heard there's an Uber in Mason County now.
Is there?
That's what I heard.
We should get the app and see.
You would know. You're tuned into that.
Yeah, but I have a car.
But I was just happy to know that I knew what Uber was.
Sure.
I was pretty excited about that. Target facing $21,000 in fines, Jeff. The death of an employee at their store in Lake Stevens.
No.
According to reports, the 58-year-old woman was stocking shelves at the store. She fell from a ladder, suffered fatal head injuries. Target did not return requests for comment and is appealing the fines.
619 KMAS 54 out there. The low yesterday was at 34. So far, we've gotten to 46. So it's definitely, you could definitely tell that it was warmer this morning. And today, 72, 66 on Friday, but then we'll be back to 70 on Saturday. And now the forecast saying 75 for Sunday.
Now, you don't see anything in your little weather wizard thing over there about some showers, like little bit of showers Friday night and Saturday morning?
Yeah, but
well, you got to mention them.
Why? There's no, it's like 10%.
Well, there's a chance. Don't want anybody to be shocked.
Gosh. Also, folks, expect winds at 10, 15 miles an hour on Friday at 6 p.m.
Okay, in the afternoon, is that breeze blowing across the plateau there?
It's clear skies.
Okay, all right.
You're just trying to work people up.
Well, yeah. I am. 6:20. It's It's Wednesday. It's Jeff and Dale's Daybreak.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
I'm Ari Wolf with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. A New York federal appeals court says February will be the earliest we'll hear arguments in the NFL's appeal of the dismissed 4-game suspension of New England quarterback Tom Brady in the Deflategate controversy. Judge Richard Berman ruled that the NFL did not act properly when it suspended Brady for 4 games after concluding balls were deflated when the Patriots beat the Colts in January's title game. LaShawn McCoy is not expected to play on Sunday against the Giants, according to NFL Network's Rand Getlin. The Bills running back has been limited by a hamstring injury this season. Packers tight end Andrew Corliss has an MCL sprain in his left knee, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. Corliss is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. On Tuesday, the Giants worked out some big-name wide receivers, Wes Welker, Hakeem Nicks, and Chris Cooley. The Houston Texans made a kicking change, releasing Randy Bullock and signing ex-Charger kicker Nick Novak. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Mobil 1 synthetic oil delivers peak performance in any engine. And now it's just $5.99 a quart at Napa. So whether you're pushing a 4-banger, rolling a straight 6, or running a V-something that rattles grandpa's dentures and frightens small children, treat it right with Mobil 1 from Napa. Only $5.99 a quart. Conquer the job with Napa know-how. General states pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees at participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 9/30/15.
How fast are Allegra gel caps? It's raking the leaves and loving it fast. How strong are Allegra gel caps?
I'm running with my favorite workout partner, Strong.
Non-drowsy Allegra gel caps give you noticeable relief of your toughest allergy symptoms. It starts working in just 1 hour, 2 times faster than Claritin's first dose, and stays strong for 24 hours. It's saying yes to pick up football with the guys, Strong. Allegra gel caps. Nothing's faster, nothing's stronger. Among OTC oral antihistamines. Use only as directed. Visit Allegra.com.
Don't miss this year's Oyster Fest, Oyster Shucking Championships, the Seafood Cook-Off, live music, microbrews, and Washington State wines. And over 60 nonprofit organizations benefiting from your attendance. It's the biggest event of the year for a reason. Don't miss it. The 2015 edition of Oyster Fest.
Hi, this is Tom Wallachner, Commissioner for the Port of Shelton. On behalf of the Port of Shelton, I'm wishing everyone a good time at this year's Oyster Fest. The Port has increased business and job opportunities and reduced tax increases last year and again this year. I need your support for re-election and appreciate your vote for Wallachner. See you at Oyster Fest. I'll be cooking.
Don't miss this year's Oyster Fest, Oyster Shucking Championships, the Seafood Cook-Off, live music, microbrews, and Washington State wines. Over 60 nonprofit organizations in Mason County benefit from your attendance. Enjoy Oyster Fest from KMAS News Radio.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom31.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom31.com. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom31.com.
Good morning, this is Under Sheriff Jim Barrett, and you're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS.
Oh, it's one of those. I don't know. Leavenworth in the news this morning. We were kind of just talking about that great Bavarian village in the mountains of Washington.
Yeah.
And so their deal was, what, 40 years ago, you said?
I'm guessing somewhere in that neighborhood.
They said, we need to do something. Let's do something kitschy that we can get people here all the time.
Yeah.
We're in the mountains. We wear lederhosen regardless.
We like beer.
Let's go Bavarian.
It worked.
And it worked. And for many, many decades, up until today, it's a draw for people. My babysitter, they were there this past weekend to go to a wedding. And they went to all the old haunts. You got to go to the hat shop, and you got to go to the wooden toy store and the candy store, the classics.
I have not heard anything disparaging about Leavenworth, but the reason that we were talking off here was that I did hear one comment from somebody, I don't know how long ago, it's been a couple months maybe, and they says, well, ever since they did that big conversion with Leavenworth, and the topic was the renovation of downtown Shelton.
Okay.
Well, can make a logging community.
Yeah.
So the conversation went to he says, well, that downtown Leavenworth now is starting to decay and crumble, and there's a lot of empty stores, and it's going back to what it used to be, and nobody's done anything to keep it going. And I don't know if that's the case.
Was it for or against?
It was a knock against Leavenworth, and I guess it was like it was a. You got to keep it up.
Well, yeah. Yeah. So, okay. I'm trying to think. I guess, so they were building like a Starbucks or a McDonald's or something. And that maintained the Bavarian look.
Yeah.
Some of the newer buildings, although maybe seemed a little more modern, perhaps had the, the sconces and the little knickknacks in the arches,
sure,
where the filigree, stuff like that, where it was Bavarian-esque. But there are other places. I can think of like a hot dog stand, like right in the middle of town,
right,
where it had a German name, but it didn't appear overtly Bavarian,
right.
But other than that, I can kind of maybe see what you're saying, the upkeep. But it's just like any upkeep of any regular building.
Sure.
If you just have to maintain the standards set by the Bavarian deal.
Yeah, yeah.
It didn't stand out to me that, whoa, Leavenworth.
You're starting to go downhill or anything.
Let yourself go a little.
Yeah, it wasn't like that, was it?
No.
So
again, was this for or against doing it here?
I don't know. I don't.
Sounds to me like it's against.
Sounds like it was against. Yeah. Yeah. So,
God forbid we do anything to bring people into this town.
Goodness gracious.
There's not even, I was thinking about this. We got a great debate coming up next Tuesday and the Tuesday after.
Yes.
The first one is with Mike Olson and Kathleen McDowell, the Commissioner of Finance. That's who Mike is. And he's running again, and Kathy's running against him. And so we're going to have them both on the air for a half an hour next Tuesday, a week from yesterday.
Yeah, if there's something you want to ask the candidates, Daybreak at KMAS.com.
So, those are definitely options of questions. And then a week after that, Gary Krantz, the mayor, is going to be in, and Marilyn Vogler, his challenger, will be with a similar setup here. It's just going to be those two. It's going to be you and I, and for half an hour, we'll try to get some answers.
Dig deep.
I'm not going to let anybody off the hook.
Yeah, try to get get a good idea of where the candidates stand on some very important issues moving forward into the future of Shelton.
I don't want to hear a lot of, past commissions have sat, I don't care. Damage is done. What are you going to do for me now?
Move forward. Yes.
Well, Pat, we're really hamstrung by I don't care. The people who have moved into the community, they don't care. They want to know what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's just so much regulation. I don't know, whatever. It'll be fun.
It'll be fun. You have been forewarned if you're one of the candidates listening this morning. And thank you all four who have agreed to graciously agreed to come on the air with us. So, a couple of conservation groups are suing the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, alleging its fish hatchery near Leavenworth. That's how this whole topic came up. Violates federal clean water rules. The groups allege the hatchery is discharging pollutants into nearby Icicle Creek without a necessary permit, and that it has not had that permit for 35 years.
Wow.
Fish and Wildlife officials declined comment.
Wow.
There you go. 6:30. And our news continues with the guy filling in for Mary Lynn Foster.
Jared Cirillo.
Jared is going to be here.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Local news is brought to you by Fred Holmes Tree Service. FredHolmesTreeService.com, 427-4489.
For KMASNewsRadio.com, I'm Jared Cirillo. Marilyn Foster has the day off. Our top story this hour, the Washington State Community Economic Revitalization Board, or CERB, has approved $50,000 of public investment in Mason County for an economic development feasibility study. The study will target business growth and job creation. The grant will fund a planning study by Mason PUD 3 and the Economic Development Council of Mason County. It will investigate the feasibility of a business resource center and incubator accelerator project in downtown Shelton that targets business growth and job creation. CERB funds are matched by more than $16,000 in local resources. EDC Executive Director Lynn Longan says it's a very challenging time right now, but this gives them the opportunity to look within right here in our community and to identify what we have and what we need. Longan says encouraging entrepreneurship through small business formation and expansion is a prominent goal of Mason County, especially since small businesses provide the majority of new jobs. A reminder that the public is invited to an open community forum hosted by the Shelton School District Superintendent Alex Apostle. This will be the first of a series of monthly forums with an open agenda to allow an opportunity for parents and members of the community to comment and ask questions regarding school district operations and programs. The forum is tonight, starting at 7 o'clock, running through 8 in the Olympic Middle School Commons. State Senator Karen Frazier of Olympia says she is considering a run for lieutenant governor next year. Frazier is the third Senate Democrat to express interest in the job, which has been held by fellow Democrat Brad Owen since 1997. Owen said he has not decided whether he will seek re-election next year. As lieutenant governor, Owen presides over the Senate and fills in as acting governor when Governor Jay Inslee is out of state or not available. Get ready to shuck. The annual West Coast Oyster Shucking Championship and Washington State Seafood Festival starts this weekend. The event hosted by the Shelton Skookum Rotary Club. The community festival boasts more than 100 community partners, face painting, live entertainment, plenty of stuff going on, even an art and photography competition. And the upcoming job fair was a topic on Daybreak this week at the Mason Transit Community Center, October 14th from 10 to 2 at 601 West Franklin Street. According to the event flyer, it'll include employers from the 5-county region. Head over to their website, ChooseMason.com for more information. For 1030 KMAS, FM 102.1, and in Thurston County on 92.9, I'm Jared Cirillo.
Ascend Roofing Company in Shelton's on top of it. 868-2730. Roofing work that speaks for itself.
Just a note to express our appreciation for restoring our faith in a handshake. You did what you said you would, and that's all anyone can expect.
We truly appreciate the work that was done. And your son Ryan is a wonderful representative of your company. Thank you again for making the gutters clean and our roof moss resistant.
You could be the next happy customer by calling Ascend Roofing. 868-2730. Take KMAS wherever you go with our new free KMAS mobile app. It's a free download from either your Apple or Android device. Check out the latest news, connect with KMAS, and even listen wherever you have a signal. Search KMAS in your app store and download our free KMAS app today.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch Daybreak live. Follow the link on KMAS.com or search KMAS Radio on YouTube. For Newsradio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 102.1, 92.9 FM, Thurston County, and online around the globe on KMAS.com. I'm Dale Hubbard, 634, Sean O'Malley. Damaged Houston's playoff hopes with a 2-run bases-loaded single in the 8th inning, gave the Mariners a 6-4 comeback win over the Astros last night. The Astros displaced in the American League wildcard chase by the LA Angels. New York Yankees maintain the top wildcard spot. Angels now second, and Houston slips a half game behind Los Angeles. Also, the new GM for the Seattle Mariners, Jerry Dipoto, believes the M's don't need a major overhaul at the major league level to create a contender. He was introduced yesterday as the new GM, and Dipoto said Seattle's core is solid with the likes of Felix Hernandez, Robinson Cano, and Nelson Cruz. But the challenge will be deepening the bench, pitching rotation, and bullpen. There's a good place to start.
Bullpen?
All of them. Mariners finished their 3-game series against Houston this evening. 6 o'clock pregame. First pitch a little after 7. Day off tomorrow. Then a final series of the season for Seattle and the Oakland A's, both going nowhere fast here at the end of the 2015 season. That's sports. Jeff, what do you got for our weather forecast?
Well,
I know blue sky, sunshine.
Pretty nice one here today.
It was a little chilly again this morning.
54 now, and 72 is going to be the high. 72 Thursday, Friday 66, and Saturday during the day 68. 75 on Sunday. Perfect. Looking real good.
Perfect.
And yeah, that actually continues into next week. 54 right now.
I like it.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email or Facebook. Now from Shelton's Media Row, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
All right, good morning to you. It is Daybreak here at KMAS News Radio, 637. Got some folks from the Oyster Fest coming in today. We'll talk more about that. It's 10 to 6 on Saturday, 10 to 5 on Sunday. Going to be a good time, a lot of fun. And come with a lot of money because you want to get a lot of food that's up there. Your choices are aplenty, and there's the beer garden, and then there's the music and the wine and the oyster shucking, and oh my goodness.
And bring your appetite, I think the guy on the radio said once.
Kaiser said that he's excited to get back onto that
train.
I mean, he's what? He's like a year. And so a little over a year.
Year and some change.
So he doesn't really, he's not expecting a lot. He goes, that train was pretty cool last time.
Yeah.
At the Habitat event.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Probably too young for the air guns.
Perhaps. Maybe the touch tank or whatever.
Oh, yeah. We'll do the touch tank for sure.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff this weekend, to be sure.
It is going to be a big day and a big weekend. The biggest weekend of the year here around here. So, yeah. So. Okay. As mentioned, we were covering some of the headlines from around the region here earlier this morning, and the state has reached an agreement with Hagen stores to ensure that the grocers laid off workers be paid on time. Bellingham Herald reporting the State Attorney General Bob Ferguson said Hagen lawyers have told his office that they will follow state law and pay laid off workers at the end of the pay period. Hagen currently going through Chapter 11 bankruptcy process right now.
That's interesting, since what was it, the Safeways and the Albertsons merged, and the Northwest, or somebody said, hey, kind of getting a little too monopolistic here, so we're going to turn some of these into Hagen's, and now Hagen's in trouble.
Well, then there was, and there's accusations of unfair business practices to prevent Hagen from being profitable, and we don't know all the details. I'm sure there's some of them that are pretty juicy, and we'll probably get it all uncovered as time moves forward.
Some other stories that's going on here. The other day, a couple weeks ago, there was a arson in Pullman, the Planned Parenthood over there. Well, they're opening a temporary health center while it rebuilds, destroyed by arson earlier in the month. Opening the 12th, Planned Parenthood CEO Carl Estlund said in the statement, they will not let an act of violence stop them from providing people the expert, compassionate care they deserve and need to stay healthy. But yeah, that was a last month. Yeah, early in last month, there was a arson over there, that building.
Wow.
They saw the video. That's how they knew. They saw video of a projectile coming in
So they knew it was intentional. Yeah. Wow. Tragic story out of Bellevue this morning. A 2-year-old girl in a stroller killed. There was an SUV that crashed into another car that pushed it onto the sidewalk. The car hit the stroller as well as the child's mother. Mother got only minor injuries, but the toddler was killed on the scene. Both drivers taken to the hospital with some injuries, but it was just one of those fluke tragic incidents that happened. Your heart goes out to the family of the 2-year-old.
43-year-old man charged with breaking a glass sculpture by Dale Chihuly at the Tacoma Art Museum.
Yeah.
So it was a closed exhibit. He went in, knocked the sculpture to the floor, shattering it. Court records show the man has a history of mental illness, pleaded not guilty. That piece of glass valued at $120,000.
Oh my
at Chihuly. We can barely even afford the Chihuly coffee table book.
I can't even afford to spell his name.
They've got that new little garden up by the Sci-Fi Museum and the EMP in the shadow of the tram there. There's a beautiful little garden that he has built.
I didn't know that. No.
But it takes, it costs to go in there, I think, of course.
Wow. Okay. Well, I didn't even know. Had no idea.
I had a friend growing up that his folks had a piece of Chihuly art in their house. I'm like, come on, really? Come on.
Well, why not?
Of course, that was the same family that owned they had a Viper, Dodge Viper. It was the company car.
There was a company car?
Yeah.
Well, it's quite a family you lived by.
Well,
they were all over it. They were living
it.
Living the dream, as they say. Last day of September.
Yeah.
The very last day of September.
I apparently have a wedding anniversary tomorrow. 4 years.
Apparently, you should probably prepare for that.
We both looked at each other and said, Thursday, anniversary.
4 years? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Flown by. In a good way.
Oh, absolutely. Look at you guys. You got a house and a kid.
2 dogs.
2 dogs. Same cars.
Same cars.
Yeah.
Still haven't
so
done
far.
that.
You guys still arm wrestling over the minivan versus the.
I think I may be. I'm on a minivan hiatus right now because the minivan I wanted was the VW microbus.
Oh.
And now VW, we all know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Think
American.
Back to the drawing board.
All right. What happened on the final day of September in history? Shall we look back? Remember Mozart? Well, not personally.
I don't know him personally, but I know of him, yeah.
His opera, The Magic Flute, premiered in Vienna on this date in 1791. Sellout crowd.
I'm sure.
Standing room only.
That's not the one that he wrote the morning of, was it?
I don't know. The morning of what?
The morning of the event. He wrote some masterpiece. It was one of those guys.
Oh, it was under the pressure to have something by that night?
You got a performance tonight. Oh.
Well, I better do something.
And then it was perfect.
Amadeus Mozart, right? Am I right? Okay. All right.
Rock me, Amadeus.
And dentist William Morton tried an experimental anesthetic. Who the volunteer was is not listed here. But he called this experimental anesthetic ether, and it was used for the first time on a patient. Tastes funny. 1846.
I don't know what's worse. Being the experimented on with anesthetic, or having your mouth so bad that you need anesthetic, and then using the tools of 1846.
Oh my gosh.
It's like just leeches.
All metal.
Leeches and metal.
Jack the Ripper.
Yes.
Struck twice. 2 prostitutes slashed to pieces. That's graphic. On the streets of London, 1888. So lots going on here on the 30th of September. And a significant milestone in baseball, the 60th home run of one season. Babe Ruth on this day, 1912. 27.
No asterisks there.
No, and they didn't play as many games in those days either. The 60 home runs broken by Roger Maris in 1961 with 61 home runs. That's how I remember.
Huh. Hey, kids, what time is it?
It's howdy doody time.
I can just imagine. Dale is 10. He's got his cowboy hat and his little cap gun.
Yes.
He's sitting down,
holsters.
and it's howdy doody on this day in 1960.
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. Not to be outdone. So if you're real good, Daily, you can stay up and watch this new show, The Flintstones. A cartoon on prime time.
Boy, these Flintstones are pretty good. I'll take a Winston.
Yeah, they taste good, Barney. Like a cigarette should. Good.
6 for different.
Meet the Flintstones. Have a yabba dabba do time.
646.
We were having a yabba dabba do time in the 60s.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
It's the West Coast Oyster Shucking Championship and Washington Seafood Festival. We call it Oyster Fest. Speed and half-shell shucking contests, a seafood cook-off, wine tasting, microbreweries, live music, and seafood delicacies you won't believe. All proceeds benefit local nonprofits in Mason County. Proudly brought to you by the Shelton Skookum Rotary Foundation. Don't miss the biggest, most fun event of the year, Oyster Fest. Don't miss it all day Saturday and Sunday.
You gotta eat oysters every day. I was having a nightmare the other night. A dentist was getting ready to drill me. Then, good God, he turned into a car salesman. I woke up in a cold sweat. I said, sister, come on, we're going down to Value Ford in Elmo where they treat you right. Terrible coffee, but I needed a hug, calm myself down. Those boys down there will treat you right. You don't get ripped off, and they're not smart enough, any of them, to be crafty. So go down to Value Ford in Elmo, and they'll treat you right. And you can get a hug, cup of coffee, and best deal on a car going. That's Value Ford in Elmo.
Hi, I'm Ken Slater, the Roof Doctor. If you're like me, your family's important, so make sure that they're well taken care of. One of the best ways to do that is to provide a safe and warm home to live in. For over 50 years, the Roof Doctor has been helping families stay safe and warm by building roofs that last for generations. Our teams have some of the most experienced roofers in the area, and we only use the highest quality materials to keep your family safe, warm, and dry. That's the Roof Doctor. Give us a call.
Now that fall weather is here, it's time to enjoy a little indoor fun for a change.
Join us at Lucky Eagle Casino for our huge Oktoberfest celebration Saturday, October 10th. We'll have awesome German-style food and beverages, live music, and a ceremonial tapping of the keg at 6 p.m.
Advance tickets are just $15 for Players Club members and include 2 drink tickets and a souvenir beer mug.
Don't miss Oktoberfest at Lucky Eagle Casino and Hotel October 10th. Details at luckyeagle.com.
Where you belong.
Peninsula Credit Union presents Phil. Phil stands for Peninsula Home Improvement Loan. Designed to help you get things done around the house, Phil can help you a little or a lot. This is not a second mortgage. With a Peninsula Home Improvement Loan, you can get 7.24% APR on a 60-month loan or 7.49% APR for 120 months. From replacing the roof to new flooring and everything home-related in between, take advantage of a Peninsula Home Improvement Loan, and Phil will help you get the job done. Call Peninsula Credit Union today. 800-426-1601. That's 800-426-1601. Or apply online at pcfcu.org. OAC. See representatives for details. Limited time offer. Additional terms and conditions may apply. Annual percentage rate is effective as of June 11th, 2014. Loan amounts from $500 to $15,000. Terms available from 60 months up to 120 months. For payment examples, call 800-426-1601.
Hi, this is Beth Gizzi from the Salmon Center, and you're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
All right, good morning to you. 10 to 7 here at KMAS, KMAS.com.
Chances are... That was really bad, sorry.
I'm not sure what that was from.
Johnny Mathis.
That was your Johnny Mathis?
It was bad. 80 today.
So maybe he sounds like that.
Probably sounds like a little more feeble than that, maybe. I'm not sure. Sissy Houston, Whitney's mom, 82, and Marilyn McCoo from the Fifth Dimension.
Sure.
Oh, good stuff. 72.
I say this all the time. Marty Stewart's having a birthday. He's 57. This whiskey ain't working.
That sounds like a country song.
This whiskey ain't working.
This whiskey ain't working. That sounds like a good song. I probably should listen to that one. Marty Stewart. Is he big-time country guy?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, he's got two songs associated with his name, that and Hillbilly Rock.
And that's it?
I mean, I'm more fall in line with the Marty Robbins of the world, but...
Oh, yeah.
Trey Anastasio. Do you like Fish? Do you ever listen to Fish?
No.
The jam band Fish that kind of filled in the Dead's
I'm aware of them, and I don't know that I've ever sat and listened to them or, I
mean, they do a song like the Wilson, for Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Trey and Fish, that's the band that does that guitar riff that everybody, what do they say, Wilson at the games? Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from Fish.
Oh.
But other than that, I'm not really into the jam bands.
No, neither am I. Now, peanut butter and jam, that's a whole nother topic. Angie Dickinson, 84? Wow. Most remember her as policewoman, but she was an insider with the Rat Pack.
Oh, she was
and I don't even know who she dated or how she got, but she was like on the inside. She knew them all. She always, you could see her sitting there in the shadows there in the back.
She was married to Burt Bacharach in the 60s through 80s.
Burt was aware of that. Where are you going to? Dino and Frank, and we're just going to go out and hang out for a while. I'll be home later.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Sammy. So you heard this morning Las Vegas has got a three-way street now. 3 streets converge.
Mm-hmm.
It's Dino, Frank, and Sammy. Boulevard or Avenue or whatever.
Cool.
It is kind of cool. From Wings, Crystal Bernard, and she's a singer too. And she's kind of dropped off the face of the earth, but it's her birthday today. And Jenna Elfman, Dharma, and Greg.
Mm-hmm.
She's Dharma, right?
Yeah. Well, not Greg.
43.
I like Jenna Elfman.
Yeah. That's about all I got for you.
Yeah, I don't really have many either.
There's not much going on birthday-wise.
Kieran Culkin is Macaulay's little brother.
Did he do anything?
Nah, but he's 30. Well, he was in a couple movies. He was in Signs, that M. Night Shyamalan one with Mel Gibson about the aliens.
Oh, yeah.
He was in that one.
Okay.
Kieran Culkin, 33. And then the eldest, Greg Brady.
Oh, yeah.
Barry Williams is 61.
Your chances are.
Huh. All right.
All right. So there you go. We got you all up to date and ready to rock. In a few moments, we'll go to the Old Farmer's Almanac for this final day of September. And the moon was really nice when it came up this morning.
Still very bright.
And but we had like an orangish glow, kind of like that red moon thing they were referring to.
You still had some of
when
that.
It started. And then as it got up into the sky, it was bright, beautiful nights, cool, crisp evenings.
Yeah.
Man. And the weather's been good. Jeff, you've been doing good.
Thanks.
I did promise the gathering last night that you were going to deliver for this weekend for the Oyster Fest.
Oh, yeah. No, there's no... You can start counting those chickens. I mean, that's as
it's pretty confident
as I am.
Yeah.
Start counting them.
All right.
I need you to, let's listen to this. And I need to know what you think.
Okay.
Una accoglienza calorosa.
On his flight home Sunday, Pope Francis told ABC News that he supports conscientious objectors, including government workers like Kim Davis, the county clerk jailed for refusing to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. Davis now reveals that she met with Francis last week in Washington.
For him to give a blessing, I think only strengthens the fight that we're fighting, and that it is worth fighting.
Davis says the Pope presented rosary beads to her and her husband, although they're not Catholic. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
And you don't have to talk about Kim Davis, whatever, but did she really meet the Pope?
Well, they said that she did.
Vatican is neither confirming nor denying this report.
He is everybody would know if he had visited with her.
Where on earth would they have time?
And where would they have snuck her in?
you know Huckabee would have been on her.
Oh, yeah.
Like white on rice.
He would have been there for the photo op.
Oh, yeah. Him and Cruz both.
Yeah. So I don't believe it, if that's what you're asking.
I am. That's the question.
And so now ABC's hooked into making it a story.
Now it's a story. We'll see.
If they're not denying or confirming, it's just some people that have an agenda and they're parading the story out. I don't know. Well, look, I've got rosary beads. That proves it.
I mean, this would be easy for all parties. I mean, I want to see let me see your flights tickets. Did you even go to D.C.? That's a strange one.
That was a strange one. It's a good one to snag out of the Ethernet there. Anything else that's marginal?
Well, not in the next 2 minutes.
Okay. All right. Very good. Welcome, everybody. And it is the last day of September. It's Wednesday. We do have Oyster Fest visitors coming in this morning. Melanie Bacall is going to be here, as well as the lady from Hope Garden. And I think Heidi was invited to come in, Heidi McCutcheon from the Chamber. And I don't know who else is coming in, but there's going to be several people here this morning to talk about another part of Oyster Fest and our celebration of all things seafood.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about this year's Oyster Fest. And I got to tell you again, Saturday's forecast, 70 with clear sky, 75 on Sunday.
Wow.
With clear sky.
Now there's a dilemma about which day to go, but Saturday just sounds comfortable.
It'll be great both days.
Yeah. Yeah.
It kind of, one of the big distinctions, essentially both days are the same. However, different bands. And then on Saturday, it's the speed shucking. And Sunday, it's the nice looking shucking. They do the speed on Saturday and then the nice shucking
and then
the nice looking on Sunday. So you got to decide which one is more up your alley there. I'm more of the speed guy.
Yeah. We watched last year. It's phenomenal. And then the food demonstrations and the cook-offs. That's good stuff.
I guess they do have the championships on Sunday.
You like that.
So there are just some distinctions. But the food, food-wise, take your pick.
Oh, man.
Go both days. And
lots
then you
to
can
see, lots to do.
Because now it's a straight shot. You go Saturday, eat everything on the right side of the runway. And on Sunday, you kind of eat everything on the left side.
There you go. And yeah, you can have Monday off.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Falling off a ladder may be funny in a TV sitcom, but ladder safety is serious business when tackling fall chores. A few safety reminders today from the Old Farmer's Almanac.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom27.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom27.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom27.com. Go to freedom27.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom27.com.
With more practical tips and useful advice, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report for Wednesday, September 30th, the 273rd day of the year. And the final flight of the Berlin airlift was on this day in 1949. If one of your fall traditions is scaling the ladder to clean out the rain gutters, keep in mind these safety tips. Be sure your ladder is free of bent areas and the footings are firmly on the ground. Try to have a spotter or a helper on the ground to study ready the ladder and fetch tools if needed. A ladder stabilizer or standoff can provide an even more secure climb. Proper dress is important too. Avoid loose clothing or footwear that could cause tripping. And don't forget some work gloves. There are bound to be bird droppings, insects, and who knows what else you don't want to handle with bare hands. And that's the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report. Learn more at almanac.com.
Alex Jones is on weekdays from 9 in the evening to 1 a.m. on 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 102.1, and now in Thurston County on 92.9.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Karen Chase. The East Coast is on high alert as a gathering storm churns off the Bahamas, threatening to bring heavy rain and flooding in the coming days.
Joaquin is now a hurricane. Maximum winds are 75 miles per hour. The storm is moving to the southwest at 6 miles per hour. It's located about 245 miles east-northeast of the central Bahamas.
Eric Blake at the National Hurricane Center says Joaquin is coming on the heels of another storm system that's already unleashed flash flooding from the Carolinas to New England. Kentucky Court Clerk Kim Davis says it was surreal when she met with Pope Francis during his visit to the U.S. She says he told her to stay strong. ABC's Paula Ferris has more.
She says she and her husband met the Pope during the Washington leg of his trip after receiving a surprise phone call from a Vatican official.
He said, "Thank you for your courage."
After being jailed for 6 days, Davis is now back at work, but still not issuing any marriage licenses. Davis saying the Pope left her with a rosary and a renewed commitment to her cause.
Volkswagen believes the number of vehicles affected by the emissions scandal is lower than initially estimated. ABC's Mark Remillard has the latest.
It said some 11 million cars under the VW umbrella have the so-called defeat devices installed to get them around emissions regulations. Now newly named CEO of Volkswagen, Matthias Müller, says the actual number of cars affected could be much lower. He says while 11 million cars have the software installed, not all of them have had it activated. Right now, the company's preparing a plan to fix some 5 million cars and notify affected customers. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
The latest pulse check on the job market shows a strong and steady beat. Private payroll processor ADP says employers added 200,000 jobs this month. Tesla claims its new Model X SUV is apocalypse-proof. It says in case of a bioweapons attack, the vehicle's extreme HEPA filter will keep the air inside clean at hospital-level quality. The latest rankings from Forbes put Microsoft's Bill Gates on top of the list of the richest men in America. This is ABC News.
Are you hiring but not sure where to find the best candidates? As a business owner, I can tell you that your company is only as good as the people you hire. I can also tell you that posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. But when you're short-staffed, there's no time to deal with the dozens of different job sites. Until now. Thanks to ZipRecruiter.com, I can post to 100-plus job sites with one single click and have the highest possible chance of finding that perfect candidate. Just post once, and within 24 hours, watch your candidates roll into ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. ZipRecruiter has been used by over 300,000 businesses, and you can try it right now for free. Getting the right people for your company is so important. Try ZipRecruiter and get your perfect candidate before they go to somebody else. Today, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/ABC Radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ABC Radio. Again, ZipRecruiter.com/ABC Radio.
Several presidential candidates are touring New Hampshire today as state political officials process some disappointing news. ABC's Brad Milkey has the story.
Yesterday, Republican National Committee Chair Reince Priebus said New Hampshire might not start the primary season in 2020. That set off alarm bells in a Granite state, which is used to preferential treatment from candidates. Today is a case in point. Jeb Bush will visit a drug treatment center before a town hall later tonight. That starts around the same time as a rally for Donald Trump, just a short drive away. And both of them will have an eye on Ben Carson, who surged in the polls has attracted new attention in a state that for now can make or break a campaign. Brad Milkey, ABC News, Manchester, New Hampshire.
If you prefer the train over the plane because of those annoying baggage fees, your luck has just run out. Amtrak is jumping on the bag fee bandwagon. The railroad will soon start charging an extra $20 for each bag over the limit of allowable carry-ons. Not fun, but not as bad as the airlines that started charging bag fees back in 2008 and charge about $25. Karen Chase, ABC News.
Local news is brought to you by Shelton Health and Rehabilitation Center. Find them online at sheltonhealthandrehab.com.
For KMAS Newsradio.com, I'm Jared Sorello. Marilyn Foster has the day off. Our top story this hour, the Washington State Community Economic Revitalization Board, or CERB, has approved $50,000 of public investment in Mason County for an economic development feasibility study. The study will target business growth and job creation. The grant will fund a planning study by Mason PUD 3 and the Economic Development Council of Mason County. It will investigate the feasibility of a business resource center and incubator accelerator project in downtown Shelton that targets business growth and job creation. CERB funds are matched by more than $16,000 in local resources. EDC Executive Director Lynn Longan says it's a very challenging time right now, but this gives them the opportunity to look within right here in our community and to identify what we have and what we need. Longan says encouraging entrepreneurship through small business formation and expansion is a prominent goal of Mason County, especially since small businesses provide the majority of new jobs. A reminder that the public is invited to an open community forum hosted by the Shelton School District Superintendent Alex Apostle. This will be the first of a series of monthly forums with an open agenda to allow an opportunity for parents and members of the community to comment and ask questions regarding school district operations and programs. The forum is tonight, starting at 7 o'clock, running through 8 in the Olympic Middle School Commons. State Senator Karen Frazier of Olympia says she is considering a run for lieutenant governor next year. Frazier is the third Senate Democrat to express interest in the job, which has been held by fellow Democrat Brad Owen since 1997. Owen said he has not decided whether he will seek re-election next year. As lieutenant governor, Owen presides over the Senate and fills in as acting governor when Governor Jay Inslee is out of state or not available. Get ready to shuck. The annual West Coast Oyster Shucking Championship and Washington State Seafood Festival starts this weekend. The event, hosted by the Shelton Skookum Rotary Club. The community festival boasts more than 100 community partners, face painting, live entertainment, plenty of stuff going on, even an art and photography competition. And the upcoming job fair was a topic on Daybreak this week at the Mason Transit Community Center, October 14th from 10 to 2 at 601 West Franklin Street. According to the event flyer, it'll include employers from the 5-county region. Head over to their website, ChooseMason.com, for more information. For 1030 KMAS, FM 102.1, and in Thurston County on 92.9, I'm Jared Sorello.
Hi, this is Alex Jones on KMAS News Radio. First, they disarm the people, then they disarm the police, the state police, the local police, except for special paramilitary special event police that are the new Praetorian Guard. And then they serve under the UN. That's why Austin police, DC police, New York police are all in these international exchange programs. Sound reasonable on the surface, but they're all being unified into one global standardized command.
Hey, Carl Lumbers, Motorhead here for Cut Rate Auto Parts. We're happy to bring you Seattle Mariners on the radio, because baseball's a family tradition that brings generations together doing something they love. Kind of like working in the garage with dear old dad, getting your car running with parts from Cut Rate Auto Parts. Your dad probably worked on his own car with his dad back in the day and got parts from us too. Cut Rate Auto Parts, celebrating 60 years of serving the South Sound community. It's a family tradition. Check out CutRateAutoParts.com today.
Cut Rate Auto Parts, we got your part.
The Los Angeles Dodgers, trying to secure a spot in the postseason, went up against their bitter rival. Hello, I'm Dave Packer, ABC Sports. LA put ace Clayton Kershaw on the mound to face the Giants, and he went the distance.
And that is how the West was won. The Dodgers, for the third consecutive year, win the National League Western Division title. That is something this franchise has never done before. Go to the postseason 3 years in a row.
On Sportsnet LA, Kershaw struck out 13 in a complete game, 1-hit shutout. The Dodgers will face the New York Mets in the National League Division Series. Some NBA news a month before the season starts. Bulls guard Derrick Rose took an elbow to the face in the team's first practice. The former MVP has an orbital fracture and will need surgery. A timetable for his return will be determined after the operation. Dave Packer, ABC Sports. Back to baseball, the American League West is tight with the Rangers, Angels, and Houston battling for the last few postseason spots. Texas getting a big hit from a veteran against the Tigers.
It will be an automatic double for Adrian Beltre that scores Shin-Soo Choo, and the Rangers retake the lead.
On KRLD, Rangers would hold on to win 7-6. The Angels having no problem with the Athletics.
Ivar's going to round second. He's already driven in a pair, and he has a stand-up triple. Angels have a 6-0 lead.
On KLAC, the Halos beat up on Oakland 8-1. Houston trying to keep pace with a win against Seattle, but a rookie spoiled the party.
A 2-run single for Sean O'Malley, and the Mariners have the lead here in the bottom of the 8th, 6-4 over the Astros. Holy smokes.
On KIRO, Mariners sink the Astros 6-4. The AL West now has the Rangers on top, 2 games ahead of the Angels and 2.5 games ahead of Houston. The Halos hold the final wildcard spot. Dave Packer, ABC Sports.
For News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 102.1, 92.9 FM, Thurston County, and streaming around the globe, audio, video this morning, KMAS.com. I'm Dale Hubbard. Well, a come from behinder, a big win for the Seattle Mariners, 6-4 over the Houston Astros, knocking Houston out of the wild card race for the time being anyway. And Game 3, the rubber match, is tonight at 6. We'll have the pregame for you. The first pitch just a touch past 7. Seattle Seahawks getting ready for their Monday night game against the Detroit Lions. And, of course, you know, Marshawn Lynch got into the game last week with a calf injury and left early with a hamstring issue. And, you know, he's getting close to 30. And he's got issues. And so the first non-Lynch 100-yard rusher in 3 seasons for Seattle was Thomas Rawls. He's a rookie, and he's kind of beast mode light, if you will. Given that Lynch has dealt with multiple injuries, here's what you should know about Mr. Rawls. He grew up and starred in Flint, Michigan. Much excitement about the 3-star homegrown talent when he committed to the Michigan Wolverines program in February of 2011, less than a month into the Brady Hoke era. He came in confident that he could one day trump Mike Hart as the most prolific rusher ever in Michigan's history. Instead, just 73 carries in 3 seasons. A deep reserve behind Fitzgerald Toussaint. His specialty, however, would come in handy for his current role as a power back. Unfortunately, the reason he never was a starter for Michigan was his own doing. It was later discovered well after his transfer to Central Michigan that he was facing felony charges of larceny, purse theft, and stealing credit cards.
Whoa.
Yeah, missed 2 games in his initial and final season with the Chippewas. Not charged, however, got probation after cooperating with authorities. And so then the Seahawks didn't look very good. They took Frank Clark, also from Michigan, in 2015 in the draft this year. And Clark had a domestic violence charge in his past, not too long ago, actually. It's just a coincidence. Seattle also brought in a rookie from the same freshman class in Michigan, but Rawls had, not quite as bad of a police record, I guess. Anyway, 9 games at Central Michigan, 3rd leading rusher, 1,100 yards on 200 carries, 10 touchdowns. And once reinstated, he popped on the radar as a potential late-round flyer in the draft. Seattle's taking a flyer on him, and we'll see what happens. But he probably, in all likelihood, will start this coming Monday night. He is a banger. He's a thumper. And if he just stays out of trouble and lives in the womb of the environment that is the Seattle Seahawks, he'll be just fine. So there's your sports report this morning. Is that good? Now we know all about young Tom Rawls.
7:14.
Lady Love. Oh, that's Lou Rawls.
Lou Rawls, sorry. Not unusual to get that wrong. 53 right now, cloudy skies, 72 the high today, 72 tomorrow, 66 on Friday. Looks like 70 Saturday, 75 on Sunday.
It's Daybreak.
Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email or Facebook. Now, from somewhere in the wilderness of the Olympic Peninsula, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
I had satin sheets in college. It may not be a surprise to you.
I don't.
Red. Blood red. Maroon, I think, is the actual color term.
Was that Western Washington colors?
No. Did you get that Cougar sweatshirt picture I sent you yesterday?
God, looking good. Like that. Where's that at, Macy's?
TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx.
Be a Maxxinister. Maxxinista. I bring it up because we have Cougar football this weekend.
Yes, we do.
They had a bye, so good for them.
And now they're taking on number 24th ranked California. California, a huge favorite to win this Saturday. But that's why they play the game.
Yeah. I still am cautiously optimistic that the Cougars are going to do quite well.
And get to a bowl?
And, well, get to a bowl, definitely.
Okay.
But I was more along the lines of winning the Pac-12.
You were spouting that off a few weeks ago.
And now I'm still kind of up there.
You're okay.
Maybe not first, but top two now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost near impossible, right, to get to a number one spot with the loss.
Well, they haven't really had any. This is their first conference game, so they're okay. They're good.
I still feel very good about the Cougars.
All right. Well, very good for you. I feel good about the Cougs as well. It's a, this young quarterback is very exciting, and if the defense can just stop other teams from running on them, that would be the big deal.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big deal. And so they're working really hard on trying to correct that. It's easier said than done, as we know. Yeah. But if they can shore up that defensive line and their defensive backs, then they're getting better. They are getting better. So we'll see what happens. The Cougs can score.
Yeah.
About against anybody, I think.
They got that air raid offense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. Since we're talking shop, I am starting to figure out this Democratic debate that's coming up. October 13th, and I'm close to signing things that need to be signed for us to get the debate on the radio.
Yes.
So that was a question that was brought up when we were tooting the fact that we were going to have the GOP debate. So it says, well, what about if I get the information and it works for us, I'm not going to not put it on the air, I guess is the bottom line. And so I got all the paperwork I need. So I just got some couple more decisions to make. If I want to do some other things, but we're likely to have it. That morning, we'll have the mayor and his challenger, Gary Krantz and Marilyn Vogler, on the air. A week from this upcoming Tuesday, we'll have Mike Olson and Kathleen McDowell on the air for a great debate between 8 and 8:30. And then, so we got debate, and then at night on the 20th, there's a lot of dates here, and I'm jumping a lot of places. So just try to stay along.
Man, we're driving all over the road.
The 20th at the MTA Transit Community Center.
Yes.
We got a big candidates forum with the 4 school board position races, the Port of Shelton race that's going on, and the mayoral race and the commissioner of finance race.
Yes.
So we got a lot of great stuff in the first 3 weeks of October. Very political. People are going to start to get their ballots for the November election.
'Tis the season,
and we're getting ready for it in earnest. But really,
in earnest,
but really,
I think
that was for you, by the way.
Thank you. I like that. The 13th of October, coincidentally, Jeff, is the day that the ballots go out.
Oh, isn't that convenient?
Yeah.
7:18 here at KMAS. We'll take a break in just a second, but first we'll see if there's any new news from the Associated Press. I got a letter from Costco in the mail yesterday. You may have as well, if you've ever used their photo service. Officials say customers who have ordered photos from Costco in the last year may be at risk. Their website was hacked. Costco told customers their online photo center was hacked sometime between June of 2014 and July of 2015.
Wow.
Long over a year. Some credit card data, email addresses, physical addresses, and passwords may have been compromised. And it's not for Costco.com. It's just for their photo center website, which is a different website.
Do people... Who uses the photo centers anymore?
Right. Great question. So the photo centers, especially at Costco, offer a lot of additional things. Like we have got my mom took one of our wedding photos, Stephanie and I's wedding photos, and printed it onto like a Afghan blanket. It's like 6 foot tall by 4 foot across. Yeah. So those are the kind of things
they can do that at Costco.
Yeah, you can order those things.
Interesting. A couple more headlines coming your way here in just a moment. Don't go away. It's 7:20.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Hey moms, what happened to that bold, gritty stud you married? These days, he lets your daughter braid his hair. He arranges pillows. He enjoys scented candles. He has officially been debolded. But you can rebold him with Papa Murphy's Bold Made Buffalo Chicken Pizza, featuring Frank's Red Hot Sauce. That'll bring back his inner boldness. But don't worry, he still won't renew his motorcycle license. Home bake Papa Murphy's large buffalo chicken pizza for just $11. Fresh made, fresh baked. Papa Murphy's, love at 425 degrees.
Don't miss this year's Oyster Fest, Oyster Shucking Championships, the Seafood Cook-Off, live music, microbrews, and Washington State wines. And over 60 nonprofit organizations benefiting from your attendance. It's the biggest event of the year for a reason. Don't miss it. The 2015 edition of Oyster Fest.
The Oyster House at Olympia welcomes everyone attending Oyster Fest this year. Have a great time and stop in after the party is over to continue getting great seafood with a great view and atmosphere. That's the Oyster House, 320 West 4th Avenue in Olympia.
Wittenberg CPA would like to thank our clients, associates, and friends for the past 20 years of business in the community. Since 1995, we have served the community, and we look forward to continuing to do so. Have a safe and fun weekend at Oysterfest.
I feel right at home on JohnLScott.com.
Hi, this is Dawn Pinnell from John L. Scott Real Estate here in Shelton. For a while now, I have been saying welcome home and sharing with you some great listings and some hopefully educational and interesting items of riveting radio real estate topics. We're moving our time slot to Friday at 8:55, right at the end of the morning show with Jeff and Dale. I hope you will continue to listen and that you will contact me with any of your real estate needs. I would love to help you say, I'm home.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom31.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom31.com. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom31.com.
Hi, this is John Tarrant. You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
That, and there are 6 layers of sunblock through the window. It gets pretty dark in our room. Dale was asking me what color my bedroom is because I'm potentially looking for some anniversary gifts for Stephanie. And I said, well, it's black. And that is strange.
Well, it seemed, yeah. But so now what color sheets are you going to get?
That's a great question.
I guess you can get any color you want. How about going back to that red again, like you used to in your house?
They have a burgundy.
A burgundy would be nice. It goes good with black.
Yeah, it does.
Or dark slate or gray or whatever you're calling it. Yeah. Crimson and gray.
Hey,
Cougars.
there we go.
Cougs.
She'd love that. Being a husky.
Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, what's up with them?
Well, officials from Planned Parenthood will open a temporary health center in Pullman while they rebuild their clinic that was damaged by arson earlier this month. Was that the one that you were telling me about where they saw the film of the... So they know that it is arson. Planned Parenthood of Greater Washington and Northern Idaho will open October 12th. Officials say it'll take about 4 months to rebuild the health center, which was firebombed on September 4th.
Some other stories from around the Northwest this morning. We talked about Costco, and if you use their photo service, you probably got a letter from them yesterday. But additionally, now we're moving on to Leavenworth, Washington. 2 conservation groups suing Fish and Wildlife, alleging the fish hatchery near Leavenworth has violated federal clean water rules. They say they've been discharging pollutants into Icicle Creek without a permit, and without the necessary permits. And oh, by the way, there hasn't even been a permit for 35 years.
Yeah.
Fish and Wildlife officials declined to comment on that.
I've been in that Icicle Creek within the last 35 years.
Yikes.
Nothing's fallen off.
You don't have any extra digits?
No, nothing extra's growing.
Good.
Nothing's fallen off, so I think we're okay.
I wonder what kind of pollutants that would be.
I don't know.
Water, like standing water, fish water?
Fish water. I don't know. I don't know. It seems to me that if it's, like a fish hatchery, I don't know what kind of pollutants are involved in that. Because they kind of have to keep things pretty pristine for the
fish in the
little fishies. You would think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll find out.
Amazon, if you're looking for another part-time little job, Amazon testing an Uber-like service in Seattle, delivering its now 1-hour Prime Now packages, and could enlist you to deliver packages.
Me?
With your own cars. Amazon will pay drivers $18 to $25 an hour via its new Amazon Flex program. You got to be 21, pass a criminal background check, and motor vehicle records review.
So get in that Volkswagen diesel, kids, and go deliver stuff for Amazon, right?
Yeah.
That'll work.
So I wonder if you could then do an Uber Amazon Flex. So
hybrid,
I'm only picking up people that happen to be in my delivery area for Amazon.
Yeah.
Here, hold this package.
Within an hour of this fulfillment center or whatever it's called.
I got a package in the front seat to deliver.
Yeah, you guys
got
can sit
Kaiser in the back, and then this other random stranger when I need to drive somewhere.
Yikes.
Uber, probably not a bad idea. And school just got started. A lot of kids at Evergreen. A lot of taxi cabs at the Target. They head over for their dorm room stuff.
And okay, yeah, that would
so
work.
like I could get a notification and be there, pick them up.
Beep, beep.
Always something to do. Always additional opportunities.
There's opportunities
if you find them.
Aplenty. Yes, indeed.
728 here at KMAS, KMAS.com. So we're not going to shut down the government tonight. They got that figured out. But I don't know if it was in the news, but I will tell you that the big dilemma is now going to come December 11th because our funding is only going to go until then.
Yeah.
And so from what I've been reading, so Boehner will be gone. Right. So he's been able to corral everybody together these last couple of years. Now, if Kevin McCarthy gets in, who knows what's going to happen? I think the hard right wingers who are critical of Boehner now, they're going to dig in deep. And imagine this, another shutdown, December 11th, 2 weeks before Christmas.
I know. The extreme right faction that you're referring to scares me. They are not opposed to a shutdown.
No, they don't care because they don't even think the government's even a good thing.
Not to be confused with the general Republican population.
Sure.
But is Cruz kind of leading the charge on it?
It's so I've never seen this and I've never read anything like this. So Cruz is a member of good standing in the Senate, but it seems as though almost he's running that caucus in the House.
Yeah.
He's the one, you know, he's saying, hey, you guys don't do this.
Yeah.
Don't capitulate to Boehner. I mean, they're in the conservative media, there was people popping the champagne when he said, I'm done.
Yeah, I know.
I feel bad for the guy. I mean, he's really between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, it's true. It is very true. This is not good news. So we'll be okay today.
Well, now I'm looking here. Karen Travers says there may be work in the things for starting to discuss a 2-year budget. Top Republican and Democrat in the Senate, so that'd be Mitch and Harry.
Mitch McConnell.
In the Senate. And so they're seeing if they maybe can figure out some because everybody sees the writing on the wall. Everybody knows that this is going to be a mess in December. And imagine, oh, by the way, we're shutting the government down. It's December 11th, 2 weeks away from Christmas. No paychecks. Sorry. No, you can't. Heating bills, presents. Yep.
I wonder why the approval rate is like at 11%.
That's
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Local news is brought to you by Fred Holmes Tree Service. FredHolmesTreeService.com, 427-4489.
For KMASNewsRadio.com, I'm Jared Sorello. Marilyn Foster has the day off. Our top story this hour, the Washington State Community Economic Revitalization Board, or CERB, has approved $50,000 of public investment in Mason County for an economic development feasibility study. The study will target business growth and job creation. The grant will fund a planning study by Mason PUD 3 and the Economic Development Council of Mason County. It will investigate the feasibility of a business resource center and incubator accelerator project in downtown Shelton that targets business growth and job creation. CERB funds are matched by more than $16,000 in local resources. EDC Executive Director Lynn Longan says it's a very challenging time right now, but this gives them the opportunity to look within right here in our community and to identify what we have and what we need. Longan says encouraging entrepreneurship through small business formation and expansion is a prominent goal of Mason County, especially since small businesses provide the majority of new jobs. A reminder that the public is invited to an open community forum hosted by the Shelton School District Superintendent Alex Apostle. This will be the first of a series of monthly forums with an open agenda to allow an opportunity for parents and members of the community to comment and ask questions regarding school district operations and programs. The forum is tonight, starting at 7 o'clock, running through 8 in the Olympic Middle School Commons. State Senator Karen Frazier of Olympia says she is considering a run for lieutenant governor next year. Frazier is the third Senate Democrat to express interest in the job, which has been held by fellow Democrat Brad Owen since 1997. Owen said he has not decided whether he will seek re-election next year. As lieutenant governor, Owen presides over the Senate and fills in as acting governor when Governor Jay Inslee is out of state or not available. Get ready to shuck. The annual West Coast Oyster Shucking Championship and Washington State Seafood Festival starts this weekend. The event hosted by the Shelton Skookum Rotary Club. The community festival boasts more than 100 community partners, face painting, live entertainment, plenty of stuff going on, even an art and photography competition. And the upcoming job fair was a topic on Daybreak this week at the Mason Transit Community Center, October 14th from 10 to 2 at 601 West Franklin Street. According to the event flyer, it'll include employers from the 5-county region. Head over to their website, ChooseMason.com for more information. For 1030 KMAS, FM 102.1, and in Thurston County on 92.9, I'm Jared Sorello.
Gillis Auto Center in Shelton. Best deals, best price, best trade, and low payments. And when you think selection, think family-owned Gillis Auto Center with over 250 new and used vehicles in stock. Wait a minute. Over 250 vehicles in stock. That's a huge selection. Huge rebates and low rates. 0% APR on new vehicles at Gillis Auto Center at the City Center Mount Lock exit and GillisAutoCenter.com. Subject to lender approval.
Take KMAS wherever you go with our new free KMAS mobile app. It's a free download from either your Apple or Android device. Check out the latest news, connect with KMAS, and even listen wherever you have a signal. Search KMAS in your app store and download our free KMAS app today.
Like us on Facebook and get our local news right on your news feed. Facebook.com/1030KMAS.
You're a miracle worker, Jeff.
Yeah.
All right. And now we are 92.9 kids.
Yeah.
Got a little technical.
You know, that's weird because I was listening to 92.9 on my way when I got in my car this morning.
Yeah.
And there was music playing, rock music.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just a bumper to our show that was on. Turns out it was a
long bumper.
What is that station up there? And it doesn't matter. I tried to get a job up there.
Did you?
Yeah, in Bellingham.
B-Town? I imagine you did. You tried a lot of things up in Bellingham.
You ain't kidding. Could write a book.
Lifestyle changes. Getting a job would have been a lifestyle change, probably at that time.
Something other than working in a double-decker bus.
All right, kids, it is sports time here at the old Radio Ranch. 7:35 is the time. The Mariners 6-4 winners over the Houston Astros, snapping a 6-game losing streak for Seattle, which was great news. My goodness gracious. Also, they kind of broke out of the doldrums. They hadn't scored more than 3 runs for 3 games in a row, so they looked kind of a little bit like the old Mariners, although they're all a bunch of new kids that I don't even know who's who, but that doesn't matter. The important thing is they won. And game 3 of the rubber match is tonight. We'll have it for you, 6 o'clock pregame, 7:10. First pitch this evening from Safeco Field, and then a golf day tomorrow for the Mariners, and then they wrap up the season against the Oakland A's this weekend. Elsewhere in sports notes, New Orleans Saints fans must be encouraged that Coach Sean Payton said that Drew Brees is going to throw at every practice this week, whether he wants to or not. No. He's got a sprained throwing arm, a bruised rotator cuff is what he's got, the official deal. And here's a team that is perennially a playoff caliber team, are 0-3. Going into the week 4 deal, and they're hosting Dallas Sunday night. So, of course, Dallas is Romo-less, and they had their first loss of the year last week, and Romo's already ruled out, of course, broken collarbone. It'll keep you out of the game for a while. So anyway, there you go. That's the big. Then Thursday night is Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, I think, and that's a big central playoff game.
Is it the Bengals that are doing good, Cincinnati, or is it the Cleveland Browns that are doing good?
Well, both are doing okay. Cleveland's not doing quite as well. Cincinnati's doing real well. I think they're 3-0.
Yeah.
And so is Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh lost Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
So this will be a big Thursday night game that we'll have on the air for everybody.
He had to have been just a first or second year quarterback when they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was, I think, second year.
Because he's been around now for a long time.
Yeah. And everybody was talking about that would be the new prototype of the NFL quarterback, the big 6'7", big lumbering
big
guy, strong. And now you look at some of these guys like Drew Brees and Russell Wilson, they're all 5'8", and they're squirreling around and jumping up on their toes and throwing over the linemen. Anyway, so that'll be a good Thursday night game to watch this week as well. So there you go. There's some sports notes for you. And Jeff, weather for Oyster Fest?
Oh, man, beautiful. It's going to be very nice. And on Sunday, it could be warm enough where people go, man, I need something to drink. Heading over to the beer garden.
36 degrees will be.
That's true. I mean, you can do it at that. 53 right now, and low 70s, and then Saturday 70 and Sunday 75. That's the forecast we're looking for Oyster Fest.
75.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email or Facebook. Now, from the capital of the great state of Washington, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
All right, good morning to you. 7:38 here, KMAS, KMAS.com.
Yes, Skookum Rotary officials will be in studio with us here in about a half hour to give us another update on Oyster Fest as it ticks down and gets ready to present itself, its 34th edition, coming up this Saturday morning. Also, it being Wednesday, Port of Call, a little later on today, and we'll be touching base with John and Dick again. I think they both were out of town last week, so we'll catch up with those guys, see what their take is on the impending event at the abandoned airway.
There have been 23 unique. So there's always the da-da, bong, da-da, bong, da-da, 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 James Bond.
Yeah.
There's been 23 unique theme songs, though, over the movies.
Yes,
songs.
there is.
None of
Live
them.
and Let Die.
Yeah, right. None of them have ever topped the charts in the UK, where James Bond is from.
How unusual.
Now, though, looks like Sam Smith, who's made the 24th for Spectre, has a real shot at reaching that milestone. Britain's official charts company reports Writings on the Wall, that's the name of it, is on target to top the charts, more than doubling the combined sales of its closest competitor, which is Bieber. That's despite divided opinion on how good the song actually is. Even Sam Smith said recently that he doesn't think it's a number one.
But it is.
It very well could be. So far, the highest in any Bond theme has climbed to the UK is number 2, and that was Adele's Skyfall and Duran Duran's A View to a Kill.
Ooh, yeah. Good song.
Yeah. In the US, View to a Kill is the only Bond theme ever to hit number 1 30 years ago.
So my question is, why isn't Justin Bieber singing the theme song and being James Bond, both?
First, they want a dude to be James Bond, and then also he's Canadian. So, Sam Smith is British, so
I don't think that matters.
Anyways, I bring it up because I read on the internet this morning that the movie Spectre, which is the new one, wrecked $36 million worth of cars.
$36 million worth of cars were
wrecked in the filming of Spectre.
Oh, my word.
That's like 10 times doing the...
Any Volkswagen diesels?
Well, they should. That's like 10 times the mall scene of Blues Brothers with all the cop cars.
At least 10, maybe 100 times.
Maybe 100 times.
Wow. $36 million worth of vehicles trashed in the name of art.
In the name of art, yeah.
Wow.
That's what came across the desk this morning.
And we worry about how come they get treated so well at the lunch call out there on the set.
Yeah.
Oh, they waste so much money on food. Holy cow. How many, and then they had to look at the stunt drivers that had to wreck those cars.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that crazy?
Living on the edge.
All right. Good morning to you. 742 at KMAS. KMAS.com is where you can find a lot of great stories on the website. And people are commenting aplenty. And we encourage you to comment and submit questions if you have them for our debate that's coming up on Tuesday with the Commissioner of Finance, Mike Olson, and his challenger, Kathleen McDowell. It'll be here on Daybreak from 8 to 8:30.
Yes.
And we're starting to get questions in, and we're going to have a meeting tomorrow, us here at the station, to make sure we got it figured out nice and good here for the questions. Then the week after that will be Mayor Gary Krantz and his challenger, Marilyn Vogler. And then we are hopeful that in the evening we'll have the first Democratic debate on the radio. I'm getting real close to pulling the trigger on the necessary paperwork for that one. And then the week after that, the 20th, we've got a candidates forum for you at the MTA Transit Community Center featuring not only, this just in.
Well, You and I have been talking about some late night programming.
Yeah.
And here's a name from the past for everybody, Art Bell.
Yeah.
And Midnight in the Desert or something.
That's the name of the show.
Okay, Midnight in the Desert.
Is he on the phone?
No, but Caravan to Midnight is what we currently run.
Right.
It's 4 a.m. in Greenville, Tennessee. And I got a big smile on my face because I hear Wells on Caravan to Midnight. Thanks for carrying this great show. Signed, Blue Rose Rocket.
Where? Tennessee?
Greenville, Tennessee. Yeah.
Huh.
Blue Rose?
Could have showed me that one yesterday, Jerry.
One day. Timing's everything.
Wow. 7:45 here at KMAS. We'll take a break. We'll come back, talk about the Oyster Fest.
Go to great lengths to peeve off our listeners.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right, take a break. We'll be right back after this.
All right.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
It's the West Coast Oyster Shucking Championship and Washington Seafood Festival. We call it Oyster Fest. Speed and half-shell shucking contest, a seafood cook-off, wine tasting, microbreweries, live music, and seafood delicacies you won't believe. All proceeds benefit local nonprofits in Mason County. Proudly brought to you by the Shelton Skookum Rotary Foundation. Don't miss the biggest, most fun event of the year, Oyster Fest. Don't miss it all day, Saturday and Sunday.
You gotta eat oysters every day.
At a time when fun nights out can be really expensive, Lucky Eagle Casino invites you to laugh a lot for just a little, because Saturday, October 17th, they're having their own comedy festival with 1 million laughs for just $15. Catch 5 of the funniest guys in the Northwest for an evening of hilarity. October 17th, with tickets starting at just $15 for Players Club members. Lucky Eagle Casino and Hotel, I-5 exit 88, Rochester, Washington, and LuckyEagle.com, where you belong.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom31.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom31.com. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom31.com.
Hi, this is Mark Hemstreet, owner of Shiloh Inns. Many of our Shiloh customers have been visiting our Shiloh locations for years. And here's an example of someone who wouldn't stay anywhere else.
Sometimes I go visit family, but most of the time I travel back and forth for business. And the best part is that I always travel with my dog Lucky, and he's welcome at any of the Shiloh Inns. I love their beds, beautiful rooms, really clean. The staff go out of their way to make me feel comfortable. Business area when I need it. Man, I'm telling you, at the end of the day, do I ever enjoy that pool and the spa? Plus, free breakfast. I love Shiloh Inns. It's everything I need.
We invite all of you to try Shiloh Inns the next time you're traveling for business or pleasure. Call 1-800-222-2244 or visit our website at shilohins.com. Shiloh Inns, affordable excellence. American family-owned and proud of it.
Take KMAS wherever you go with our new free KMAS mobile app. It's a free download from either your Apple or Android device. Check out the latest news, connect with KMAS, and even listen wherever you have a signal. Search KMAS in your app store and download our free KMAS app today.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch Daybreak live. Follow the link on KMAS.com or search KMAS Radio on YouTube.
Hi,
this is Seattle Mariners broadcaster Dave Sens, and you're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
All right, good morning to you. It's Daybreak here at KMAS, KMAS.com. Had an event in town here last night that Dale and Jerry were a part of. So Dale's here, obviously, because we've been talking all morning, but we'll bring Jerry in to add a little more to the conversation when it comes to a meeting that you had with the school district. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, actually, it was with the community.
Oh,
yeah. Graduation Matters was the title of the event. Yes.
Okay, so how'd this start? What's the deal with it?
Okay, so what started? Oh, she's bargaining at somebody that's out there. So what started was, here we are we're the middle of the news, and we have all of these different people coming by and chatting, so to speak. And after I heard the same theme of conversation about doing something for the kids, we've got lots of efforts going on for bricks and mortar, but actually getting something at ground level for the kids, start doing something that the kids are actually impacted to keep them interested and engaged and understanding why graduation is important. So those people were Steve Bloomfield, who was very interested in maybe a girls and boys club or starting some effort to that effect, and Darren Moody, police chief, and Alex Apostle, our new superintendent. 2 of the 3 are new to our community. Anyway, so we got to chatting, and so I said, enough of this, I'm going to set up a meeting. So we set up a meeting, and we also invited 4-H, because 4-H kind of stepped out. Even though they lost their fairgrounds, they stepped out and did some stuff for the 4-Hers so that they could qualify for the fair, which was great. And anyway, we were trying to capture that energy and move forward with it. So what came about was a brainstorming session of who should we invite, community leaders, because Apostle's model of how he did this in Missoula, Montana, was a matter of engaging the entire communities, doctors, lawyers, beggarman, thief, everybody. Realtors, although we didn't have too many there last night, churches, architects, everyone. So with that the whole idea is that the entire community is behind them and engaged. And it's the little things that help. And Moody's motivation was he had participated in a program called PALS, and that is a national program by the Police Association, and it was mainly for the police academy, or I forget what PALS stood for, but anyway, he took it to the kids, and where the officers and volunteers and whatnot would work directly with the kids after school, because when school gets out until about 11 o'clock at night is when the kids are on the streets. Yeah. And when they fail in the schools, they come to his school, which is not a pleasant place.
Right, School of Hard Knocks. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And the difference is that both of those gentlemen made in their communities was like, why can't we repeat it here? Why not us? And so just putting them together, and it kind of evolved from there. We created a list of invitees of business leaders, people that have demonstrated an interest in the kids, and that list came from Bloomfield, Apostle, Ed Moody, myself, in trying to say, okay, who are to get a cross-section of not necessarily community people, but a cross-section of disciplines, professional disciplines, because the whole idea is we want to engage those people, those volunteers, in helping to fund and do the, help the kids through tutoring and whatnot.
One of the inspirational parts of this, I think, was the organization of Splash, and what they pulled off for the Shelton Pool.
Wow, yeah.
And how the community came together and got that done. And so that was, we had Jackie and Brad there last night from Splash. Yeah. And they had some opening comments as well, because they witnessed what happens, the power of community when you work together toward a goal, and that we can accomplish things like this. And that was pretty inspirational.
Yeah.
And as we were organizing the event, of course, all of the people from the Hospital Foundation and the YMCA effort and that were real curious about, wait a minute, stop duplicating our efforts. And this was not a duplication of effort. It is supposed to be in collaboration with the efforts that they have underway. Proceed with the bricks and mortar. We'll have the kids ready to use them when they show up.
Yeah.
And, so that was kind of exciting. And so each person told their share of, Dale did the introductions. Each person told their motivation and reasoning for doing what they're doing. And then, of course, I got to do the ask. So it was a matter of we weren't asking for money or any involvement. We were asking people to sign up if indeed they were interested in helping the community move forward, and ask them to identify, if they would, what type of support that would be. Whether it would be through like Burbage was there, and he's already working with Rangers or Scouts, and so that there's all kinds of things going. And we learned about another effort that Kim Clint has underway for improving graduation rates that we didn't know about.
Right.
Oh, some addition to making manners.
One of the things that was part of the conversation post-event, I mean, there was people standing around talking.
Yeah.
We siloed so many efforts, and a lot of people will echo this, but a lot of good intentions, a lot of grant writing, a lot of going this direction, and eventually where there is duplication of processes, but we're siloed off from each other, and everybody's going different directions, going to the same destination. So hopefully this was the first step in many, but what a tremendous turnout, 100+ people.
Wow, that's great.
And
it was phenomenal.
The whole idea here is to connect the dots. In other words, the need with how we can provide that and move this effort forward. And Apostle said when they did this in Missoula, Montana, he had 15 people show up at his kickoff meeting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he is excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we are excited.
There was stories after stories. Tumwater has their program there, the YMCA or the Boys Girls Club. I can't remember which.
Both. Yeah.
Oh, there is a boys. I just noticed that actually in the high school parking lot.
Members of that organization, 97% graduation rate, where it's 57% in Tumwater School District, 47% here.
Oh, wow.
So, or 57, 67, but not good. And way better when they're organized in an organization, when they're doing positive things, when they have adults who care.
Mm-hmm.
So, needless to say, what are the next steps? And the next steps, I will bring the group back together, and we will look at our list of volunteers and then determine what we do next. Certainly, probably what we'll use is tools that are already developed. There's bylaws already established for the PALS Club. We'll take them and modify them, not recreate. We'll look to see if there's a 501(c) in town and whatnot, not to duplicate, but to also engage, if you would.
Sure.
So.
And additionally, there is another meeting tonight from 7 to 8. The school district is inviting parents and members of the community to another open community forum with the Dr. Alex Apostle, the first in a series of monthly forums to open an agenda allowing for discussion on things that are going on there. So just one more way that the new superintendent, the good doctor, is getting into the community and getting the community involved. Thank you, Jerry.
Right.
And thank you. We'll be right back. It's 8 o'clock, so the news, and then we'll talk Oyster Fest right after the, the news. Come on.
All right.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Falling off a ladder may be funny in a TV sitcom, but ladder safety is serious business when tackling fall chores. A few safety reminders today from the Old Farmer's Almanac.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom27.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom27.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom27.com. Go to freedom27.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom27.com.
With more practical tips and useful advice, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report for Wednesday, September 30th, the 273rd day of the year. And the final flight of the Berlin airlift was on this day in 1949. If one of your fall traditions is scaling the ladder to clean out the rain gutters, keep in mind these safety tips. Be sure your ladder is free of bent areas and the footings are firmly on the ground. Try to have a spotter or a helper on the ground to steady the ladder and fetch tools if needed. A ladder stabilizer or standoff can provide an even more secure climb. Proper dress is important too. Avoid loose clothing or footwear that could cause tripping. And don't forget some work gloves. There are bound to be bird droppings, insects, and who knows what else you don't want to handle with bare hands. And that's the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report. Learn more at almanac.com.
The Tom Hartman Show is live from 9 to noon, weekdays on 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 102.1, and now in Thurston County on 92.9.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Karen Chase. Joaquin is now a Category 1 hurricane and now on a collision course with the Bahamas. Forecaster Eric Blake at the National Hurricane Center says it could cause trouble in Paradise.
A dangerous storm surge of 2 to 4 feet above normal tide levels is possible in the areas of onshore flow in the central Bahamas. And it's also to be accompanied by large and dangerous waves. There's also the possibility of 5 to 10 inches of rain with isolated amounts of 15 inches.
He also says Joaquin could strengthen in the coming days as it brushes the U.S. East Coast. It's too soon to know for sure, but it could make landfall between the Carolinas and Baltimore early next week. Kim Davis says it was a humbling experience to meet with Pope Francis in Washington, and she was surprised when Vatican officials invited her to the secret meeting. She also says he told her to stay strong. More from ABC's Jim Ryan.
On his flight home Sunday, Pope Francis told ABC News that he supports conscientious objectors, including government workers like Kim Davis, the county clerk jailed for refusing to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. Davis now reveals that she met with Francis last week in Washington.
For him to give a blessing, I think only strengthens the fight that we're fighting, and that it is worth fighting.
Davis says the Pope presented rosary beads to her and her husband, although they're not Catholic. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
A Georgia woman sang Amazing Grace after being given a lethal injection for arranging the murder of her husband. The life of her boyfriend, who actually committed the murder, was spared in a plea deal. She was executed despite pleas for clemency from Pope Francis and her own 3 children. If you've tested positive for HIV, you should start treatment as soon as possible. The World Health Organization recommends fast action, saying it not only keeps patients healthier, but lowers the risk of transmission. If you've considered switching your travel plans from a plane to a train to avoid bag fees, never mind. Amtrak will soon start charging $20 for every extra bag over the allowable carry-on limit. This is ABC News.
Own a piece of American history with this special offer from Blanchard & Company. In 1921, World War I was over. Babe Ruth was hitting home runs. The Tomb of the Unknowns was dedicated at Arlington National Cemetery to honor all who fought and died for our freedom. It was also the last year the United States minted the famous, historic Silver Morgan dollar. With an A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau, Blanchard & Company would like to offer their listeners 10 1921 Silver Morgan dollars for only $26 each, including free shipping when you pay with a credit card. Silver Morgan dollars are America's most popular coin, and now you can own 10 historic 1921 Silver Morgan dollars for only $26 each, a total of $260 plus free shipping. Call Blanchard now to own your piece of history. 800-210-1225. Supplies are limited, so call now. 800-210-1225. That's 800-210-1225.
A new report finds a surprising new danger on the highway: drugged driving. ABC's Mark Remillard explains.
Prescription drug use continues to skyrocket, and a new report says that's having an effect on roadway safety. According to the Governor's Highway Safety Administration, use of prescription painkillers has quadrupled since 1999, and that's believed to be behind an increase in drugged driving. The report also cited more permissive marijuana laws as another possible contributing factor. The report shows that 40% of fatally injured drivers tested positive for drugs, nearly equal to the rate of those testing positive for alcohol. The report is calling for states to take measures to reduce drug-impaired driving. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
More fallout from the Volkswagen emissions test cheating scandal. A factory in Berlin has dropped one shift a week and imposed a temporary hiring freeze as the company shifts into extreme damage control. The company has set aside $7 million to cope. Ford is recalling for a second time some older model Windstar minivans because a previous rear axle recall repair might not have worked. Karen Chase, ABC News.
Local news is brought to you by Shelton Health and Rehabilitation Center. Find them online at sheltonhealthandrehab.com.
For KMASnewsradio.com, I'm Jared Sorello. Marilyn Foster has the day off. Our top story this hour, the Washington State Community Economic Revitalization Board, or CERB, has approved $50,000 of public investment in Mason County for an economic development feasibility study. The study will target business growth and job creation. The grant will fund a planning study by Mason PUD 3 and the Economic Development Council of Mason County. It will investigate the feasibility of a business resource center and incubator accelerator project in downtown Shelton that targets business growth and job creation. CERB funds are matched by more than $16,000 in local resources. EDC Executive Director Lynn Longan says it's a very challenging time right now, but this gives them the opportunity to look within right here in our community and to identify what we have and what we need. Longan says encouraging entrepreneurship through small business formation and expansion is a prominent goal of Mason County, especially since small businesses provide the majority of new jobs. A reminder that the public is invited to an open community forum hosted by the Shelton School District Superintendent Alex Apostle. This will be the first of a series of monthly forums with an open agenda to allow an opportunity for parents and members of the community to comment and ask questions regarding school district operations and programs. The forum is tonight, starting at 7 o'clock, running through 8 in the Olympic Middle School Commons. State Senator Karen Frazier of Olympia says she is considering a run for lieutenant governor next year. Frazier is the third Senate Democrat to express interest in the job, which has been held by fellow Democrat Brad Owen since 1997. Owen said he has not decided whether he will seek re-election next year. As lieutenant governor, Owen presides over the Senate and fills in as acting governor when Governor Jay Inslee is out of state or not available. Get ready to shuck. The annual West Coast Oyster Shucking Championship and Washington State Seafood Festival starts this weekend. The event, hosted by the Shelton Skookum Rotary Club. The community festival boasts more than 100 community partners, face painting, live entertainment, plenty of stuff going on, even an art and photography competition. And the upcoming job fair was a topic on Daybreak this week at the Mason Transit Community Center, October 14th from 10 to 2 at 601 West Franklin Street. According to the event flyer, it'll include employers from the 5-county region. Head over to their website, ChooseMason.com, for more information. For 1030 KMAS, FM 102.1, and in Thurston County on 92.9, I'm Jared Sorello.
Take KMAS wherever you go with our new free KMAS mobile app. It's a free download from either your Apple or Android device. Check out the latest news, connect with KMAS, and even listen wherever you have a signal. Search KMAS in your app store and download our free KMAS app today.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch Daybreak live. Follow the link on KMAS.com or search KMAS Radio on YouTube.
I'm attorney Harold Carr. During the past 25 years, more than 8,000 people have trusted me to handle their personal injury cases. I understand how an injury can disrupt your life and cause financial hardship for you and your family. At the law firm of Harold Carr, we have 5 attorneys and 19 staff members experienced with negotiating and litigating with insurance companies. So if you feel the insurance company is not dealing with you fairly, call me, Harold Carr. Let us deal with the insurance company so you won't have to.
Car accident? Call Carr or visit us online at haroldcarrattorney.com.
The Los Angeles Dodgers, trying to secure a spot in the postseason, went up against their bitter rival. Hello, I'm Dave Packer, ABC Sports. LA put ace Clayton Kershaw on the mound to face the Giants, and he went the distance.
And that is how the West was won. The Dodgers, for the 3rd consecutive year, win the National League Western Division title. That is something this franchise has never done before. Go to the postseason 3 years in a row.
On Sportsnet LA, Kershaw struck out 13 in a complete game, 1-hit shutout. The Dodgers will face the New York Mets in the National League Division Series. Some NBA news a month before the season starts. Bulls guard Derrick Rose took an elbow to the face in the team's first practice. The former MVP has an orbital fracture and will need surgery. A timetable for his return will be determined after the operation. Dave Packer, ABC Sports. Back to baseball, the American League West is tight with the Rangers, Angels, and Houston battling for the last few postseason spots. Texas getting a big hit from a veteran against the Tigers.
It will be an automatic double for Adrian Beltre that scores Shin-Soo Choo, and the Rangers retake the lead.
On KRLD, Rangers would hold on to win 7-6. The Angels having no problem with the Athletics.
Ivar's going to round second. He's already driven in a pair, and he has a stand-up triple. Angels have a 6-0 lead.
On KLAC, the Halos beat up on Oakland 8-1. Houston trying to keep pace with a win against Seattle, but a rookie spoiled the party.
A 2-run single for Sean O'Malley, and the Mariners have the lead here in the bottom of the 8th, 6-4 over the Astros. Holy smokes.
On KIRO, Mariners sink the Astros 6-4. The AL West now has the Rangers on top, 2 games ahead of the Angels and 2.5 games ahead of Houston. The Halos hold the final wildcard spot. Dave Packer, ABC Sports.
For Newsradio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 102.1 and 92.9 FM in Thurston County. We are streaming around the globe, audio and video, ladies.
Oh, yeah.
KMAS.com. There you go. That was a good look right there. Sean O'Malley damaged Houston's playoff hopes. 2-run, bases loaded single in the 8th inning. Mariners break their 6-game losing streak. 6-4 comeback win over the Astros last night. Astros displaced in the American League wildcard chase now by the LA Angels. The New York Yankees maintain the top wildcard spot. Angels now second, and Houston slips a half game behind Los Angeles. Speaking of the Los Angeles Angels, their former GM is now Seattle's new GM. Jerry DiPoto. The DiPoto era begins in Seattle, and he doesn't believe the Mariners need a major overhaul at the major league level to create a contender. DiPoto introduced as Seattle's new GM yesterday, and he said Seattle's core is solid with the likes of Felix Hernandez, Robinson Cano, and Nelson Cruz, but the challenge will be deepening the bench, pitching, rotation, and the bullpen. Mariners will try to win the series tonight. We'll have pregame for you at 6. First pitch, a touch past 7. And that is sports. Jeff, Oyster Fest weather forecast.
Oh, man, I'm so happy to be able to tell you that this weekend is going to be amazing. Right now, it's 53, cloudy a little bit, and 72 will be the high. So 72 tomorrow. People are going to kind of start getting ready on Friday. A little cooler, 66. But then Saturday, the start of the event, 70, clear, sunny. Sunday, 75.
What?
Clear, sunny. It is going to be, amazing this week.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email, or Facebook. Now, from the shores of Hood Canal, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
All right, good morning to you. It's 8:12 here, and it's the week of Oyster Fest here, and that means we focus in on a lot of the great things that are happening, and we continue to welcome special guests in the studio, Dale. Who do we have today? And new guests, too. Yeah, that's
and old guests, too. So we have
Everybody's
Melanie Bacala.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
There we go.
Heidi McCutcheon's in the studio with us.
Good morning.
So those are some of our old guests.
Yeah.
We've got new people. We want to welcome Ginger and Rachel from Hope Garden. Hi, ladies.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, we are happy to have you in studio with us, and you've brought a friend.
We did. We brought you a pumpkin that our students grew at the Hope Garden.
That is so exciting. What a beautiful, beautiful pumpkin, too.
It
Man,
is.
bright orange. And you said fresh pick this morning?
Fresh pick this morning, yeah.
That's amazing. And the Hope Garden has done great work, not only for food, giving back to the community, but teaching kids some great skills as well. And that's just one of the bounties of the county right there. How many of those you got up there?
Oh, we got at least 50.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That is crazy. Tell us a little bit about, everybody's waiting for these salmon tacos that you're going to be presenting this year at Oyster Fest. This is your first year with a booth at Oyster Fest, is that right?
Yes, it is.
All right, so newbies.
Yeah, so I'll let Rachel. Rachel is our nutrition education manager, and so she planned the taco menu, so I'll let her explain what they are.
Excuse me.
That's okay. All right.
Okay, so we're going to be having grilled salmon tacos with pickled turnips and beets with turnips from the garden that we made last Friday with some students. And then we're going to be making a healthy coleslaw with olive oil and vinegar with cabbage from the garden and a cilantro cream sauce with locally made corn tortilla. Yeah, it's going to be great.
I am sold.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds delicious.
And then on the side, we're also having what we're calling ocean popcorn, which is fresh popped popcorn and seasonings from the ocean, which will include a shrimp powder, squid powder, and seaweed powder.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know if that sounds good, but I'm going to try. I'll try.
Or you can have plain.
Or plain. Okay. All right. Oh, well, we'll get out on the edge there and give you that a whirl. That is
good. That sounds
exciting.
good, too.
You guys have enough vegetables to get through the 2-day event? There's a lot of people come through there.
Oh, yeah. Our kids grew close to 1,000 pounds of produce this summer. And we are
not including the pumpkins and all the cabbages, which we have
which are really heavy.
Oh, my word. And those are like the heaviest.
Yeah, exactly.
So 1,000 pounds worth of vegetables this year.
Almost, yes.
That's incredible. How many kids are engaged with the Hope Garden?
This past summer, our program included 18 teenagers, mostly from Choice High School.
Yeah, that is extraordinary. It's awesome.
Yes,
Very
they're
good
great,
job.
and it was a super fun summer.
So you guys were busting out
Very
of the seams.
busy.
Yeah, and very busy too. Heidi, you're in studio today, and you're going to talk to us a little bit about some of the souvenirs we can get from our 34th edition of Oyster Fest this year.
Right, we're very excited. We've have a nod to some of the past t-shirts, sweatshirts, etc. This year we decided to shake it up a little bit, so we have some men's retro t-shirts that my husband has approved.
Good. Well, then they're good. Look good. Then. Yeah,
We have some new logos for the sweatshirts. And some of the new things that we have this year, we will have women's tank tops, which should be nice with the weather. So glad we went for those instead of the umbrellas.
Yeah. See, you never know, but that was a good call.
Fingers for the last couple months. We also will be having Oyster Fest frisbees this year. So especially with all of the campers, we thought that would be fun for them to have them play.
Yeah.
We also have some golf towels. Of course, we have coffee mugs, shot glasses, wine glasses.
Yes.
And this year we are also offering a double-walled acrylic tumbler.
Oh,
to go
sure.
with.
Yeah.
So, we're pretty excited about those. Oh, and we have reusable bags too. So
classics.
You
gotta
lots
have
of
those.
stuff, and you have your own tent area there too, right?
Yeah, right when you come in the main gates, where the first tent on the left-hand side, it's red and white striped. So, all money goes to Skookum Rotary, which of course gets invested back into the community. And besides having some great souvenirs from the event, we also think you'll be excited about the good prices and being able to have those for years to come. So.
Oh yeah, we've got our collection going.
I had the glass of soda last night in my last year's Oyster Fest. I said, oh, that's convenient.
Plus, you guys have your signature wine this year, white and a red with an Oyster Fest logo on it.
Right, with convergent zone sellers.
Yes, yeah,
They're-
that's awesome.
They're actually quite fantastic. So
Is the wine good there from those folks? They're from Woodinville? Is that
They're
right?
from Woodinville. Yeah, it's Convergence Zone's, I think, second year
Okay.
at Oysterfest. And the thing that I'm really excited about the Oysterfest wine, and this was our wine chair, Jim Morrell's brilliant idea, is the 2015 Oysterfest poster is the label.
That is
that's pretty
really
smart.
cool.
So if you
Yeah.
haven't seen the 2015 Oysterfest poster, you can either pick one up in souvenirs or buy a bottle of wine. I bought a case because I love their drizzle, and it's almost like art. It's really,
That is
really
very cool. Melanie, while you're there at the microphone, let's talk a little bit about some of the old timers that have there been vendors there for the whole 34 years?
You know, I think there have, and I'm not sure I can accurately quote that, but, you know, we're really excited to have Hope Garden as part of it. I mean, so much thought and effort put into it. And, you know, just to remind everybody is the money you spend with Hope Garden goes to Hope Garden and supports local nonprofits, and that every vendor there is a nonprofit, that this money really does stay in the community. The money that goes to Skookum Rotary goes to our nonprofit foundation that is then managed and put back in the community through scholarships and grants. We really do have some people that this year we're highlighting as our signature vendors, people who've been with us a really long time, have quite a following. And the clam chowder with the Shelton Lions Club, it's a personal favorite of mine because they made it gluten-free last year.
Oh, wow.
And it was still awesome. I never get clam chowder. Harry's Famous Oysters, there's always a line at the North Mason Chamber booth, so they're one of our signature vendors. The salmon dinner and fry bread from the Squaxin Island Elders. And then the barbecue oysters from the Boy Scout Troop 110.
Boy, that line is always out the gates, too.
It's nice to know I've got
It
good
is.
taste. I've tried all of those.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. And then, you know, in addition to Hope Garden, we have a couple new vendors, but the other one, we have a new group called the Marine Education Science Society.
Oh.
We call them MES.
What a mess.
They have taken over the touch tanks, so they've made that happen this year because last year the Aquanauts, their group has gotten smaller and they're like, yeah, we can't do it anymore. And so MES is taking over those touch tanks. And they're also bringing in oysters on the half shell with an oyster bar with sauces.
Really?
So a really true half shell experience with the amazing sea cows. So if anybody likes raw oysters, you have to stop by that.
Okay.
that booth.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Good stuff. We ready?
We are ready.
Yeah, what's it looking like up there? How's it taking shape?
You know, I even hesitate to mention the names of the people who are spending up there because I don't want to leave anybody out. But I can tell you there's probably a core group of 5 to 10 Skookum Rotarians who have been up there since Monday working on organizing in the tent. It is taking shape. If you drive by the port, you'll see the tents
It's
up
a
there.
site now. I
It
mean,
is.
it's really a site.
And it looks like it. There's so much more work. We're gonna have a outside access road, so the golf carts won't have to go through the area. If we have deliveries, you know, everything can be serviced from an access road. So it's
Nice.
really improved safety. So we have so much fencing to go up. We have
wow.
power that needs to come in. Water. So, I mean, it's, you know, we used to show up Thursday morning and go, let's set up. And we're going to show up Thursday morning like, okay, so first we got to put in the power. And then it's a huge production. So I really want to thank the Rotarians who have taken their time. You know, most of us show up Thursday morning and we help set up, but there have been a core group really working.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
The neat thing about moving it this year is that where the fairgrounds was set up somewhat haphazardly, if you didn't know that souvenirs was in this building or that the art was in this building, it was really hard to kind of navigate. To be able to create this from the ground up, the layout makes so much sense. It really has a nice flow to it. You know, it's almost like walking down a corridor like in a mall and having things on either side that you can see everything and you don't really have to search anything out in a back corner anywhere. So I think it will be.
That was a second reference this week, that it's like a mall almost.
Well,
which is good.
I am not exaggerating when I say there have been hundreds of hours put into this layout.
Sure.
You know, between a consultant and just all the iterations of the map. So really, you know, for the first time we get to focus on what's the guest experience at Oysterfest, not here's what we're given, how do we make the best of it?
Yeah. It is going to be something special, different, and new. And some traditional and very exciting, as is always the case. Well supported locally, and then of course, wow, what an attraction for tourism here too. And we've got some tens of thousands of intimate friends coming to visit with us for a couple of days. So
Yep.
pretty exciting stuff. Thank you all, ladies, for coming in this morning.
Thank you very much.
And have some fun this weekend. Looking forward to that salmon taco. I'll be there
Come by.
Saturday morning. Yeah,
right.
guaranteed.
Bright and early,
Salmon
breakfast.
taco breakfast.
We'll be there. You can see them right near the kids area and the full lineup. You got the printouts that are in the paper that you'll see the map of everything, and it looks really great once again. And so, yeah, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks everybody. Thanks for all your work. All right, very good. It is 8:23, and we'll take a quick pause here and get back to more Daybreak on this Wednesday morning. We also have Port of Call still coming up. We'll see what their impressions are of their new tenants for the weekend. So we'll be right back.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Don't miss this year's Oyster Fest, Oyster Shucking Championships, the Seafood Cook-Off, live music, microbrews, and Washington State wines. And over 60 nonprofit organizations benefiting from your attendance. It's the biggest event of the year for a reason. Don't miss it. The 2015 edition of Oyster Fest.
Sierra Pacific wants to convey their thanks for all the support as they move forward with the new mill and are proud to help sponsor local events. Sierra Pacific wishes you a happy and safe Oyster Fest this weekend.
Call the Paddy Wagon for all your transportation needs. Open 7 days a week, the Paddy Wagon is licensed and insured and wants to provide you with a safe ride to your destination. Low rates and reliable, the Paddy Wagon is the best call for wherever you need a ride. Call or 270202.
At Value Ford, when you want to buy a used car or truck or a new car or truck, we don't play the games with your trade. We don't expect you to take a penny less than that thing's worth. It's just not the way we do business. Anytime somebody advertises something fancy over Blue Book, well, we don't even use one for the most part. We give you what it's worth. No games, no gimmicks. If you want to be treated right, come to Value Ford in Elma. There won't be any disclaimer at the end of this ad explaining what I just said. Come to Value Ford in Elma, where we'll treat you right.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom31.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom31.com. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom31.com.
Hi, this is Ian Freeman from Free Talk Live, and you're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
All right, good morning to you. It's Daybreak here at KMAS. We've got some morning stock numbers here in just a couple of minutes from Karen Shade and Edward Jones on Olympic Highway South. After that, we'll have the Port of Call segment on the air for you as we'll continue to talk about Oyster Fest. But we're going to talk about it from a different aspect, from a landlord perspective.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about how they need to make sure the power's in and the water's in. And
yeah,
who's better to ask if those amenities are available than the two guys, Dick and John, come in
exactly
talk about
from the Port of Shelton. And we did Habitat Takes Flight a few weeks ago, and they had to have power out to certain areas for that. That was on a kind of a dress rehearsal.
Sure.
For this event, this is humongous. But I was kind of intrigued by those shock boxes or whatever those were, those power sources that you could get.
Yeah.
And have multiple inputs to those, and that's kind of how magic power, boom, there it is.
Here.
Yeah. So we'll talk to Dick and John about their impressions of Tent City that's going up over there, Oysterville, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. It is an incredible sight already, though, with so many huge tents, and you can see all the tops as you drive. You drive over there. And it is quite a sight.
Well, Dale and I always make time at Oysterfest every year, and we get together and we coordinate, and so we'll probably be there Saturday morning as soon as they open. First one's in there, get right in line.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by the sounds of. Now, when they said, seasonings from the sea, I have just salt.
Yeah.
The salt water, but then shrimp seasoning, squid
seasoning. A flyer on that.
I would totally.
Yeah. I'll go
totally
for it.
Do that.
Karen, have we made you hungry yet?
Oh, you always make me hungry.
You ready for Oysterfest this weekend?
And I not wait for oyster. I think we are bringing our campers, so we are just going to camp in one of our sites.
That is the way to do it.
Who did we talk to? Jim Morrell yesterday. He said last year they had like some 400 RVs there, and they're on pace to do that again. But it's even better for the RV folks, as it's even better parking. And then you guys have your gate. The RV gate is kind of by the beer garden.
Oh.
If you've looked at the map, it's because you don't want to walk down the whole thing.
Yeah.
I need to get my map out. Do you have to reserve to get those RV spots?
Oh, I don't remember.
There is reservations, I think, probably encouraged, but not necessary.
I'll check on the website.
I was talking to some people last night, Karen, and they said there was, in previous years, a couple of hundred people always register ahead of time, and then a couple of hundred showed up after the fact that did not register. They had almost 400 last year. So they have that capacity this year. They can take up to 400.
Wow, that's great.
So,
we just figured it might make sense. That way, don't drink and drive.
Karen, on the oysterfest.org website under their tickets and stuff, there is an online information. We are getting close to filling all of the 200 reserve spots, plenty of room in the overflow area. So maybe it would behoove you to
benefit me for me to go online and do that.
To reserve that.
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay. But not right now, because I need to know how Wall Street is.
Yeah.
Well, U.S. stocks opened higher on Wednesday, mirroring a rebound in markets around the world. In economic news, mortgage applications declined, while ADP employment came in better than estimated. In earning news, Costco reports fourth quarter results above expectations, benefiting from lower gas prices. Treasuries are lower for the first time this week due to the global rally in equity markets. So far this morning in the S&P 500, the best performing sector is consumer discretionary, while the worst performing sector is consumer staples. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 202 points at 16,252. The Standard & Poor's 500 Index is up 29 points at 1,913. And the NASDAQ Composite Index is up 78 points at 4,596. This morning volume on the New York Stock Exchange is moderate, with 231 million shares being traded, and advancers are outnumbering decliners by a roughly 5-1 margin. In the commodity markets, the spot price of gold is down $13.10 to $1,114.36. The spot price of silver is down 8 cents to $14.56, and crude oil prices are up 21 cents to $45.44. In the bond markets, the 30-year Treasury yield is currently 2.87%, and the 10-year Treasury yield is 2.06%. Stocks of local interest, Amazon is up $13.41. Costco is up 95 cents. Boeing is up $2.53. Starbucks is up 32 cents, and Microsoft is up 47 cents. This is Karen Shade of Edward Jones, member SIPC, serving individual investors with personalized attention and long-term financial advice. I'm located at 1051 Southeast State Route 3 in Shelton, and if you'd like additional information, you can contact me at 426-4590, and daily commentary is also located on our website at edwardjones.com.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Local news is brought to you by Fred Holmes Tree Service. FredHolmesTreeService.com, 427-4489.
For KMASNewsRadio.com, I'm Jared Sorello. Marilyn Foster has the day off. Our top story this hour, the Washington State Community Economic Revitalization Board, or CERB, has approved $50,000 of public investment in Mason County for an economic development feasibility study. The study will target business growth and job creation. The grant will fund a planning study by Mason PUD 3 and the Economic Development Council of Mason County. It will investigate the feasibility of a business resource center and incubator accelerator project in downtown Shelton that targets business growth and job creation. CERB funds are matched by more than $16,000 in local resources. EDC Executive Director Lynn Longan says it's a very challenging time right now, but this gives them the opportunity to look within right here in our community and to identify what we have and what we need. Longan says encouraging entrepreneurship through small business formation and expansion is a prominent goal of Mason County, especially since small businesses provide the majority of new jobs. A reminder that the public is invited to an open community forum hosted by the Shelton School District Superintendent Alex Apostle. This will be the first of a series of monthly forums with an open agenda to allow an opportunity for parents and members of the community to comment and ask questions regarding school district operations and programs. The forum is tonight, starting at 7 o'clock, running through 8 in the Olympic Middle School Commons. State Senator Karen Frazier of Olympia says she is considering a run for lieutenant governor next year. Frazier is the third Senate Democrat to express interest in the job, which has been held by fellow Democrat Brad Owen since 1997. Owen said he has not decided whether he will seek re-election next year. As lieutenant governor, Owen presides over the Senate and fills in as acting governor when Governor Jay Inslee is out of state or not available. Get ready to shuck. The annual West Coast Oyster Shucking Championship and Washington State Seafood Festival starts this weekend. The event, hosted by the Shelton Skookum Rotary Club. The community festival boasts more than 100 community partners, face painting, live entertainment, plenty of stuff going on, even an art and photography competition. And the upcoming job fair was a topic on Daybreak this week at the Mason Transit Community Center, October 14th from 10 to 2 at 601 West Franklin Street. According to the event flyer, it'll include employers from the 5-county region. Head over to their website, ChooseMason.com, for more information. For 1030 KMAS, FM 102.1, and in Thurston County on 92.9, I'm Jared Sorello.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Shh, we're trying to sleep here.
Yes, ma'am, but this isn't a motel. It's the Olympia Furniture Company showroom.
I just couldn't wait to try it out. I figure it's kind of like a test drive before you take the car home, right?
Here at Olympia Furniture Company, we offer home delivery. We'll even set it up for you.
But we kind of live far out in Mason County.
That's no problem. Let's ring you up so you can get home.
Oh, right. Well, he's a very hard sleeper. Do you think you could just put him in with the new furniture?
The Olympia Furniture Company delivers more than just furniture. They deliver quality, value, huge selection, and the occasional husband.
Take KMAS wherever you go with our new free KMAS mobile app. It's a free download from either your Apple or Android device. Check out the latest news, connect with KMAS, and even listen wherever you have a signal. Search KMAS in your app store and download our free KMAS app today.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch Daybreak live. Follow the link on KMAS.com or search KMAS Radio on YouTube.
All right, for News Radio 1030 KMAS, I'm Just Like You taking a look at sports. Mariners had the win over the Astros yesterday, 6-4. We'll have the game for you tonight with the pregame at 6. Tomorrow we'll have some football on the radio for you. Friday, high school football at 6:45. And then Saturday, the Cougs play. That's a look at sports. And moving on to the forecast here, 53 now, 72 today and tomorrow. A little cooler Friday, 66, but 70 on Saturday with sunshine and 75 on Sunday. Going to be very, very nice. It's 8:37.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email or Facebook. Now, from the gateway to the Olympic Mountains, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
All right, it is Daybreak. Jeff and Dale. Carol's, though, sitting in for the last half hour here. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Doing good. It's also time for us to focus a little bit more on things happening on the Port of Shelton properties with Port of Call. Dick Taylor and John Dobson are in studio. Morning, guys.
Good morning. Well, we're glad to see Carol here this morning. A bright and shiny face.
If it takes you
big
guys
smile
to get Dale out of here, come back.
Whoa, he was really grumpy this morning. We're glad to see her. Yeah.
All right. So we've got Oyster Fest this weekend. We'll talk about that in a second and how things are shaping up there. But otherwise, what other work have you guys been doing lately?
Well, we've got our annual budget's coming up, and that will be, the hearing will be at our next meeting, which is what, the 5th?
Yes, next week. Yeah, next Tuesday.
Yeah, next week from Tuesday. Yeah, next Tuesday.
And you guys are looking good again. You've had some great numbers the last couple years.
Yes. Yeah, we are. Yes. And we're still, we're not going to increase the tax rate as we could.
Yeah.
By 1%. We're not going to do that again this year.
Good for you.
We're doing fine there. The other thing that we did is we just made a presentation before the Planning Commission, Tuesday night, concerning the marina and the inner and outer harbor lines definitions for the UGA, which is the first step in letting us annex into the city so that we can clear up the confusion on who permits what and to whom and all that sort of thing, which will save the taxpayer some money, because right now, if we do something in certain portions of the marina, we pay for two permitting processes. One in the city and one in the county. And when this is all done, which will probably be, 2016?
Yeah.
So, we hopefully it'll get done early in 2006, next year.
So the Planning Commission was receptive?
Yeah, they were receptive. So they accepted our proposal.
They passed a motion and accepted it to now move it on to the county commissioners for their approval. And once that's done, then that in effect just moves the UGA line again from the inner to the outer harbor line. Then the next step, and we've already made petition to the city for annexation of that water. So that's the crucial piece right there. And then once that's done, then all permitting for all of that area out there will now take place under city jurisdiction. And it was kind of a fun story in a way, because Mike Byrne was there, and of course Mike's got some great history here with the county and the city. And I asked him, I said, so you've known about this since when? And we were talking about back in 1973 or 74 when he was on county planning staff. And I'll just say more of a wink and a nod, but they just simply allowed the city to do all of the permitting on the marina at the time. I mean, because there was just this 8 boathouses that were out there, and that. Anyway, it was rather humorous. So obviously nothing was ever put in writing, but that's the way it was handled for years and years and years. So it's only taken us 30 years to get this thing fixed.
Well, better late than never. So those are two great things. Anything going on at the Johns Prairie area these days?
Well, somewhat of a little slowdown where I need to talk to Sierra Pacific, but their auction now is scheduled for the first week of December. And of course, we have a tenant that's ready to go in January 1. And so we need to try to expedite that. And we have a little repair work we've got to do. So we went out to bid for a wall that needs to be built and do some repair work to a roof, et cetera. So we're targeting December 31st as having that completed, and then the tenant will be able to move into that particular building. So the challenge is trying to work with Sierra Pacific as their auction takes place during all of this to get rid of their material that's there. We have another tenant that's also ready now to take over another building out there. But again, that requires that particular building be completely vacated of all of the equipment, which means the scrappers are going to need to come in there and cut away the metal. And so we'll have to manage that process a little bit. So need to have a little more chat with Sierra Pacific and get some timelines down and firm all of that up.
Wow.
Because we will have to do some repair work afterwards. One of the things about sawmills, which again, I'm not from the timber industry by any means, so it's been a new learning curve for me. You in effect design the sawmill as to how you want it laid out. You pour these massive blocks of concrete to support the equipment, and then you build a roof around this thing. And so now what you want to do is, dismantle that. So without
but still keep the outside structure.
There you go. That's the critical point. And so the floor may not be real level, and that's what we're real anxious to find out what we have our hands on. So, because we may end up having to go back in and either, again, they've poured asphalt, they've poured some concrete, they paved some asphalt. Maybe they just did a dry or a cold patch of asphalt. It's rather interesting on the floors, so it's not consistent. So we don't know what was prepped underneath that, and that's going to be the biggest challenge for the port to try to figure it out. If we have to just go in and detonate it all and then pour all new concrete in, et cetera. But the goal again for the port is to have some fairly decent buildings that'll last, on into another 20, 30, maybe even 40 years. And so the revenue stream, it's so much easier and so much less expensive for the taxpayers to go that route than it is to go ahead and build a brand new building. It doesn't make any sense. A 20,000 square foot building in our bid process right now was several $1 million. And so we've got 140,000 square feet of roof space. So what we'd like to do is maybe turn it into a decent building. So so anyway, lots of work going on at Johns Prairie, and right now it's all the paperwork and it's the prep work and the design, and Brandon's buried with paperwork trying to engineer it out for us. So
finally, this weekend, big event, Oyster Fest. I don't know if you guys knew Oyster Fest.
Yeah, we don't know anything about Oyster Fest.
This weekend. We
haven't heard about it. Yeah,
we just talked with some more folks from Oyster Fest last half hour, and things seem to be taking shape in regards to getting all the vendors and things going. But how's the power situation? We're good there, and the water is all ready to go. And
water was done. We had that done actually some time back. I was a little bit surprised that they hadn't turned the power on, but that just got taken care of yesterday. So that's up and functioning. And of course, they've got their Wi-Fi connections all ready to go. So from an infrastructure standpoint, we're looking great. We really are.
And this is so completely different than anything we've done up there over the past many years, moving from the fairgrounds to this new abandoned runway. And kind of, is it how you imagined it would be on the runway?
Pretty much. They've one of the things that I like, and because I've attended Oyster Fest in the past years, and the fairgrounds, although had a lot of history and there's a lot of empathy, for those old buildings, because everybody at least put one nail in one building someplace at some time. Now you're dealing with tents. But the one thing that I always found was there was no real central point of congregation, to have a glass of well, you could have a glass of wine or a beer, in the beer garden. But you couldn't just sit down with your meal and socialize with somebody. And now you finally have a center, what I'm going to call almost a food court, although the food vendors will be on the perimeter of that. But you can now go to a central gathering point and sit down at a table and have a bite and enjoy each other's company.
I never really thought about that. There was definitely limited seating on the fairgrounds. That we had the Boy Scouts with their barbecued oysters are right there with the hundreds of people in line right at the front gate, and then the line from Harry's Oysters comes around the corner, and it's just a big confluence of people.
And there was no place to go to sit.
And there was no
place
to eat
it except inside, what was that building?
17.
17. It was about the only real place you could go to sit.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that they'll find out about this when it's all said and done, again, most of the food vendors will be on the perimeter within their individual tents. And then, of course, you've got the center points. But you can move it. You can change it.
Yeah.
So let's get through this year. Let's see what it looks like, how it works. And then if we don't like that, well, guess what? You can pick the tent up and move it over there next year. So that's the easy thing about it. So even though we deem it as temporary, et cetera, and that satisfies FAA, et cetera, but you've got some real flexibility, I think, with this system, more so than you've ever had before. You've got more parking than you've ever had. I remember what Bob Miller and I were talking about it. He came over Monday. We were talking about the RVs. And don't quote me on this absolute, but he said something at the old fairgrounds. There was like maybe 175 spots or 160 some spots that they used to park the RVs at. And of course, now with the new drawing, he's got like 240 some spots, and he had some 280 some people requesting spots.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is going to be an RV city building up, out there, and there's plenty of ground to do it on. So
I was looking at the website, actually talking with Karen Shade from our stock market report, and she was wondering about RV availability. And there is reserved RV parking along both sides, and then there's there's this huge overflow RV parking available too. It's going to be a great day. We're leading up to it with great weather. Are you expecting a lot of fly-ins as well, or how is that going to work?
Social media will start today, basically, and tell the pilots to come on out. We've put a restroom on the other side of the fence, so the pilots can now drive in with their airplanes. They can park, they can camp if they want, and there's a gate opening so they can wander through that. And the way they've set the structure up, there is a perimeter fence around the actual event itself with gates on the sides, and that's where the RV people will enter from with their wristbands, meaning the pilots can also come in through those same gates, get their wristbands, and then go enjoy the festivities and head back to their campsite if they're so inclined, and go on from there. So it'll be interesting to see how many pilots actually show up. I mean, I know in history they've had as many as 30, 35 airplanes show in. I don't know if we'll see those kinds of numbers. You know, we might get a dozen or so folks fly in on Saturday and test the water, so to speak, and then they'll come back, I think, again, bigger and better for next year.
It's going to be a great event, and I'll put you on the spot right now. What do you guys like to eat the most? That's all we talk about is food, and where you got to go. If there's a place someone's never tried blank at Oysterfest, what would you recommend?
Well, you've got to go to the Shelton Rotary. Oyster fritters.
Oh yeah.
And curried.
Yeah. We had that last year.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Because we make it. That's why you got to go there. That's my Rotary Club.
Okay, good. And John,
honestly, that's where I'm going.
Okay. Good answer. Dick Taylor and John Dobson, Portacall every week. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next week. We'll see you this weekend up at Oysterfest.
Absolutely.
Sure will.
It's 8:48 here. We'll take a break and wrap things up on this Wednesday here, as the weather's going to be wonderful today. We'll tell you about that in the rest of the week's forecast here on Daybreak.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Some people say it's an excellent source of antioxidants.
And it tastes great.
Others say it can actually lower stress and soothe your senses.
And it tastes great.
It's even been said to reduce high blood pressure.
And it tastes great.
It's McCafe iced green tea, and it's brewed fresh daily with simple ingredients. So come into your locally owned and operated Northwest McDonald's and enjoy a delicious cup any time of day.
Hey!
And yes, as you might have already heard, it tastes great.
Thank you.
Price of participation may vary.
You do everything together. Dress alike, talk alike, both dyed your hair purple, even dated brothers. But you've never shared McDonald's, which practically makes you strangers. McDonald's new 2 for $5 deal is the perfect way to take your friendship to the next level.
Bond over breakfast with 2 Egg McMuffin or Sausage McMuffin with egg sandwiches for $5. Or reconnect later over 2 Big Mac or 2 Quarter Pounder with cheese sandwiches for only $5. Limited time offer. Price and participation may vary. Price of single item posted on menu board.
Everyone needs a health plan, and if you still don't have yours, Mason General Hospital would like to help you get covered. When you go online and visit www.masongeneral.com and click on the Washington Health Plan Finder on the homepage, you will be able to view and compare the various plans available. When you find one you want, Mason General will assist in helping you determine if you qualify and to get you signed up. Simply click, compare, and call Susanna Lopez, Project Supervisor, at 432-7766.
Mason General Hospital and family of clinics. Equal opportunity provider, translation services provided.
Mason General and family of clinics.
Take KMAS wherever you go with our new free KMAS mobile app. It's a free download from either your Apple or Android device. Check out the latest news and even listen wherever you have a signal. Search KMAS in your app store and download our free KMAS app today. Take KMAS wherever you go with our new free KMAS mobile app. It's a free download from either your Apple or Android device. Check out the latest news, connect with KMAS, and even listen wherever you have a signal. Search KMAS in your app store and download our free KMAS app today.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch Daybreak live. Follow the link on KMAS.com or search KMAS Radio on YouTube.
Hi, this is Patty Case with Green Diamond Resource Company, and you're listening to Jeff and Dale on KMAS.
All right, 8:52 here at KMAS. Carol's sitting in for the last couple minutes here, and good morning to you, Carol.
Good morning. So 10 a.m. you're going to be there. 10 a.m.
Well, I mean, it's all basic. It's all based around Kaiser's nap schedule.
Oh.
But that sounds about right to us. Well, see, we all kind of get up around 6 Saturdays. And then he'll go down for his first nap around 7:30 or 8, 2 hours, takes us right to 10. And we'll be in the car heading right out. Are you going? You coming?
I am going, yeah. I mean,
bringing the sisters?
Depends who's around.
Man,
so
the Gardner gang.
The Gardner gang, right. So do you usually get caught up in traffic when you come that early or no?
That's the secret.
I mean, I remember seeing, just lines of cars.
Lines of cars, and they always used to back up right there at the entrance to the fairgrounds, that it would back up past the Wallace Neeland exit.
Yeah.
I remember one year, it had to have been one of the first years I was here, and we were doing it, and I don't know where I parked. I think I parked on the Sanderson Field area and took a shuttle over, but it was packed. And then, so 10 o'clock, and there's still a lot of cars there. But by 11 or 12, back in the old days, you would be all the way almost to the entrance of the fairgrounds. And you're going, I can't even see where the entrance gate is.
Right.
It's such a long walk. This is going to be so much better. There are 3, according to the Oysterfest website, 3 locations where you can take shuttles. One of them's right downtown, just up the road from us at the Civic Center. Also, the Yacht Club and the high school are the 3 spots where they'll take that. And it's a great time. I mean, regardless of the time you go, it's, if you want to see more people, I guess the only thing is if you go there right early in the morning, you won't see all the crazy people that are having a good time in the beer garden late in the evening when you hear awesome bands like Hurts Like Hell Band. They're really good. We've had them on the radio a couple times over the years. Hurts Like Hell Band, and then the U2 cover band sounds intriguing. It's just a lot of fun.
I mean, I like the fact that it's just one straight shot down.
Sure.
So you can sort of see everything that's going on. And you'll be able to hear it just looks neat.
Yeah.
I like the way they have it set up.
It has been a lot of work, apparently. We were just talking with some folks in the first half an hour. We'll have that interview up on the Oysterfest, kind of the Oysterfest Daybreak page. We're putting all the interviews on there. And I totally forgot that we got the curried oysters last year. And now it's like...
Well, do you try something new every year? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're a big oyster. I really do not like oysters myself.
Fortunately for you, there are so many more other options, including hot dogs and chili dogs and corn dogs and nachos from Saigamma Pie, bacon-wrapped beer batter scallops.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Does that sound good to you? From the Shelton Presbyterian Youth Group. Really excited to see also all the fun that they've got going on with the touch tanks, the kids area with some mini golf, Professor Bamboozle, and then the train rides from the Christmastown Kiwanis train. The other cool thing is that there are 2 stages. One is outside of the wine garden, so you'll still be able to hear it, but there's still plenty of seats for families to sit and enjoy themselves.
Yep.
So it's just going to be, and then again this weekend, 70 on Saturday and 75 on Sunday. So Oysterfest.
The weather's going to be perfect for it. So do you think Kaiser is old enough to touch some of the sea creatures?
I hope so. I will not. Lately he's been traveling with a pillow, and he'll carry a pillow and then just kind of flop down on the ground and take a nap for a second. It's just kind of strange. Other than that, no real diversions to any kind of weird feeling things yet. He's all over the place, I can tell you that.
So maybe the nap time on Saturday morning is going to be more like your nap time. Did you get any sleep the night before?
Yeah, that'll be the tell. That will be the tell for sure, Carol. It's 8:57 here at Daybreak. Jeff and Carol this morning. Tomorrow's Thursday, so we'll have our focus on Shelton. We're also really excited to talk with Dave Meiser, who runs the auditorium operations there. He's the engineer at the high school. That place where they do this stuff, the auditorium, top notch. I mean, the camera array, like four high def cameras, great sound. I've been there for a couple different concerts and a couple different styles of concerts. And it's not just the fact that, oh, you can have a concert there, but you can have different types of concerts there, and they all sound good. Dave Meiser on the air tomorrow. Thanks for sitting in.
Yeah, I guess it's that time.
We're out of here. Have a great day. We'll talk with you tomorrow. Mariners baseball this evening on KMAS.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Falling off a ladder may be funny in a TV sitcom, but ladder safety is serious business when tackling fall chores. A few safety reminders today from the Old Farmer's Almanac.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom27.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom27.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom27.com. Go to freedom27.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom27.com.
With more practical tips and useful advice, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report for Wednesday, September 30th. The two